What is happening, everybody? Guys, be gentle. It feels like my first time again. I am, I'm a little anxious. A little anxiety. A little anxiety. It's first time in a bit. I hope you guys are doing okay. It's been rough. It's been rough. We are here though. As you guys can see, I have a change of venue. Things have changed. We're not gonna get into the personal stuff, as I don't think it's appropriate to talk about on stream. Also, I'd like to not get emotional. I'm already getting emotional. I'm glad you guys brought lube. There's a time and place for all that, but as you guys can see, change of venue. Things are a little bit different. We're looking for growth opportunities is what we'd like to say about our current situation. And there's a lot for me over the last month. A lot of introspection. A lot of looking at myself and trying to figure out how to make things better and change things for the better. Yeah. So we're not, like I said, I'm not going to get too much into that because I think that's a different type of stream altogether. But maybe one day if we're at the appropriate place, we'll do that. For now, we're going to talk about politics. This is a little weird for me. It's a little bit weird for me to be doing this because, to be honest with you, this is a little bit of the problem. And I wasn't sure I was going to feel comfortable doing this without the right people saying that it was okay. So, the right person said it was okay. And that gave me a green light to do this. And I still waited about a week and a half or 2 weeks to do this as things are still being taken care of behind the scenes. So a lot of work to do. Politics can consume you a bit, and streaming can be a lot of work, especially when you have a second job, and you gotta always remember to focus on your priorities and make sure that you're taking care of business. Even if you think you are, you probably aren't, and you probably should fucking check yourself and make sure that you're getting your shit done. That's the long and short of it. So I'm glad that I was encouraged to get back out here and by the appropriate people. And so I'm here. Back to the basement. I am praying that I get moved back to the basement, Redonk. Let's just put it that way. Back to the basement is the most positive option. All right? That's what we're going with. I let some of my hair grow. That's because I let me tell you guys something. All right? Let's just get it out there. Let's say a couple things because I'm going to make jokes. I'm going to make jokes about myself. I'm going to talk a lot of shit about me. But I can tell you this, when you go through some shit, guys, Depression's a hell of a drug. All right, and just so you guys know, I'm currently in therapy, so don't worry, no worries. Okay, I am making jokes, but I do have a very good therapist who seems like a real cool dude, and he's helping me through my bullshit. But let me tell you a couple of the positives of going through a depressive state. You don't eat. You don't really eat. I'm very fit right now. Okay. I have the closest to a six-pack that I have had in probably 20 years. All right. The abs they're getting washboard style. All right. Also, as in an attempt to keep my mental health strong, consuming the creatine and lifting the heavy weights, which does work, by the way. It's great. So in phenomenal shape. Not eating, lifting weights all the time will definitely get you into phenomenal shape. And also one of the other positives is now I pay a guy to sit there and listen to me talk, which is kind of my style of prostitution. See, other guys would probably go out and pay for some coitus. All right. What did I pay for? I paid a dude to sit down and listen to me talk for an hour. Because that's who I am, guys. That's who I am. Life is a hell of a drug. Should I quit? Benny! I haven't showed you your namesake yet. All right? I have a dog named Benny. I did get two puppies. They're currently outside in their pen, in their fenced-in area. But the puppies will be shown on stream. You guys will see some cats, too, now that we're inside the home. But Benny, yeah, you're gonna have to see your and my Eagles will not stop losing as well. Cajun, it is just not a good year for me. Shit's not going well. All right, there's a lot going on right now in my personal, professional, everything life. Everything right now is it's white knuckling is what I'm calling it. Okay, I'm currently white knuckling the fuck out of life. And every once in a while, you guys might hear one of my kids come out. My son is currently hiding from the stream. But, since we're up top, you might see some of these different things going on. Okay, we've got the days since Donald Trump has said something crazy. Negative 67. That's from my kid, of course. That's from my kid. I was going to say, Vinny, you said life is a hell of a drug. Should I quit? It reminded me, I just saw the other day, I'm sure most of you guys know about Sisyphus, and Sisyphus is hell, the idea of pushing the boulder up the hill just to get to the top of the hill to have it roll back down the other side and just do it again, right? I saw this, it wasn't a meme, it was something from a psychologist, and it was like the real goal in life is to not end it. And I know that he didn't mean that as like a joke, but I was like, that's actually a solid ass joke. The real goal is just to not fucking end it. I am in therapy, guys. Don't worry. All good. I shared this. I sent it to one of my friends. That it's a fucking, the cops got called. Let me see if I can just pull this up real quick. I bet I can. Let's just pull this up real quick. You know what? We're gonna do it. You know why? Because I can. That's why we're gonna do it. We haven't even gotten to politics yet. We have just started. All right. So let me see if I can find. I'm trying not to pull up people on the stream here. Oh, here we go. Okay.
Yep. Hey, man, there we go. Are you Jake? Yeah. Okay. Hey.
You guys hear the audio, but you can't see it. Okay? You can't see it. Unless you guys did just see that. And if you guys saw that, you guys don't know who those people were. Okay? All right. Here we go. Pause. This is, I sent this to a friend of mine. This is how I feel about the Eagles season. You guys ready? You guys ready to find out how I feel about the Eagles season right now? This is how I feel about the Eagles season right now, okay?
Yeah. Hey, man, how's it going? Are you Jake?
Yeah.
Okay. Hey, so someone called in reference to your Facebook post.
The eagle floss, man.
I know. So
I'm fine. The eagle floss and the dogs are barking. I'm pissed.
I gotcha. You don't plan on hurting yourself?
No, the fucking Jalen Hurts threw 3 goddamn turned the ball over 6 times, man.
That's right. Yeah. Okay. All right, man. I appreciate it. All right. Take it easy.
That's it right there. That is me right now, guys. That is me right there. Just so you guys know, right now that is that's it. That's that's how my life feels right now. Like there's a police officer at my house going like, "You okay?" I'm like, "Nah, dude, just fucking Jalen Hurts can't stop throwing fucking interceptions, but no, everything's cool, dude. Like I'm great." Is your wife here? Just me, bro. Oh, okay. Anyways, I'm gonna make a lot of jokes, guys. Some of them. If I start crying, somebody call, like, I don't know, my kid or something. I don't know. Tell them bring me a tissue. All right, let's do it. Let's do the fucking thing. We gotta do this. We can't sit up here talking about this stuff all day, you guys. I know you guys want it. First of all, I want to say hi to everybody because I haven't said hi in a long ass time. It's been a month. Woke Mike number 1. Robert Blake, allegedly here. The people, always good to see the people. Dana Johnson, what's happening, Dana Johnson? Little G, what's happening? Kevin, what's going on from New Zealand? Good to see ya. Good to see ya. Catch the June bug. Good to see ya. Some of you guys have changed your name, I'm pretty sure. Space Dust, good to see you. I'm sorry about that guy getting into the Discord. I did pop into Discord for the first time in a long time and banned that guy. Sorry about that. Redonk, always good to see you. Gonna get a motorcycle, Redonk. Me and you, we're gonna go fucking traveling, dog. We're going somewhere. Cajun, of course, good to see you. Pamela, good to see you. Let's see. Of course, Benny with Nate. We're gonna show you the puppy. You're gonna love the puppy, Benny. You're gonna love the puppy. Nightbot did not leave me. Nightbot's still here. Nightbot's still around. Good job, Nightbot. I've got so many jokes that I just can't make right now. There's a lot of jokes that I just feel like they'd be wrong to make right now. I'm gonna get through this though. He Hurts. What's happening? He Hurts. Pep Talks. Good to see you, Pep Talks. Thank you to all my people over on thisSpace.tv. Not only for fucking hanging on and covering my bullshit and making sure that, like, you know, things are still there for me when I get back, but also for all the support. For all the support. Every one of you send me messages, making me feel better. Like, thank you so much. Like, I wouldn't have got through this shit without my employees at work, all the people that have surrounded me personally, professionally, all of you, all of my chat out there, all my people, like every fucking one of you, man. I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for you guys. Let's see. The Trump Reaper, what's happening? All right. I just spent a bit of money on my bike. Reverend, what's happening, Reverend? It's good to see you. Like I said, we're going to see how that goes. Oh, thank you for the 5 memberships. Junebug! 5 memberships. I need that money. I'm going to have to get a fucking GoFundMe going for my rent. Lynn, what's happening, Lynn? Jesus Christ. I'm telling you, like, I want to make all the worst jokes about my own situation here, but we're not going to do that. We're going to leave that for, like, next week or something like that. Gotta at least give it a week to breathe. Okay, guys? You went through the same shit as you did over a decade ago. I didn't know at the time, but it ended up being the best thing that ever happened to me. It took a bit. I'm definitely not there yet. Thank you, though, Space Dust. I appreciate that. I do. I really do. And I do think in the end, positive things have already came out of this. Like, I've changed. Like, I know that's weird to say. It's only been a month. But, you know, a lot inwardly, like, inside of me has changed. Like, things had to come to light things had to be shown to me in a certain light for me to really understand, like, why those things are important. And I don't know that it could have happened any other way, and that's unfortunate. But I don't think it could have happened any other way. I think that there's a way that I learn things, and it's maybe not the way other people learn things, or maybe it is the way other people learn things, and I don't understand it. But inside, like, I've changed a lot. Hopefully outside it shows. All right. Let's just not sit up here. I'm going to cry. I was like, I can't cry tonight. Like my first night, I'm like, I can't come back and just be crying on stream. That's not, oh, dude, I have so many jokes. God damn it. I'm just trying to keep them all in. Okay. Anyways, let's talk about politics. Let's get to it. Logan, don't be scared. Yelling at my child. I just said, don't be scared. You can come out. You don't have to hide in the room. All right, let's do this. You guys ready for this? We got a lot to cover. Dude, we got a month worth of stuff to cover. We got so much stuff to cover, guys. Good God, did I fall behind. This man does not stop. There's not, like, how am I supposed to keep up with this man? Like, normally I can't keep up with this man. After one full month of not being on this stream, trying to catch up to everything that this dude has been doing, like, today I was like, what do I pick from? What do I choose from this plethora of stories? So, of course, we had some stuff happening today because it is negative 67 days since the last time Trump said something crazy. I don't even know if that's accurate, to be honest. It's probably longer than that. So, where are we at? We're going to get the Epstein files, but first, I want to talk to you guys about this. Guys, Trump vows retaliation by U.S. after 2 American soldiers, civilian killed in ambush in Syria. Pretty sure, guys, isn't the guy that's in charge of Syria, isn't he fucking like former Al-Qaeda? Is he not a terrorizer? Because that's going to be real important here in a second when we watch this clip. It's going to be pretty important. I want to show you guys some comments too before we get in here. Well, you shouldn't be in someone's backyard. Why were they nosing around there in the first place? Why are we in Syria anyways? Thought Trump was going to stop the endless wars. This never would have happened if I was president. Why are American soldiers in Syria? And here's the thing. You might think to yourself, this is a bunch of blue-haired liberals in these comments. I don't know if that's true. Even the Republicans are like, why the fuck are we starting new wars? It doesn't seem like this is what we should be doing. This is not what I voted for. All right, anyways. So this is MS Now, apparently, is what MSNBC is called now. And this just happened, actually. This was just from today. So here we go.
Overseas, 2 U.S. soldiers and an American interpreter were killed in an attack in Syria. This is according to the Pentagon. The president made some statements, everyone, as he was landing for the Army-Navy game. I
thought Yam Tits already destroyed ISIS. Mission accomplished. We defeated ISIS. It was so good. They had no one left. They said, sir, they came to me with tears in their eyes. They said, please, sir, no more. We give up. We surrender. Yeah, no, apparently he did not, in fact, defeat ISIS. Because apparently, I don't even know, is this even ISIS? No, probably fucking not, right? Like, he's just blaming ISIS. Guys, are we about to do Iraq again? Is this how we make America great? Are we taking ourselves back to the 90s? Are we about to do regime change? That's the question.
Take a listen to him.
So we mourn the loss of 3 great patriots.
Okay, why? See, I missed this whole arc, dude. I missed this whole arc. I missed the Zohran Mamdani arc, okay? Look, not to play down exactly how important it was for me to step away from streaming, but guys, let me just say this, okay? Missing the Zohran Mamdani arc with Trump, I will never recover from that. That will be a scar upon my soul that lives with me at least as long as my current personal issues, okay? And it may come up in court. Just like to point out, Your Honor, I missed the Zohran Mamdani Donald Trump arc due to my personal issues. I feel like there should be some leniency. Why is he wearing that? Oh, he's hiding his neck? Is he keeping the Nissy under wraps? He's keeping his Nissy warm? He doesn't want the Nissy to get wet. I bet you J.D. Vance would love for that Nissy to get wet.
In Syria, you know how it happened. It was an ambush, terrible. We also have 3 wounded. They seem to be doing pretty well. But we mourn the loss. These are 3 great people.
Wait. Okay, did he say there are 3 people? Hold on, we gotta go back.
We mourn the loss of 3 great patriots in Syria. You know how it happened. It was an ambush, terrible. We also have 3 wounded. They seem to be doing pretty well. But we mourn the loss. These are 3 great people. And it's just a terrible thing.
But what if they're liberals? That reporter should have asked him, what if they were liberals? Would they still be great people?
Syria, by the way, was fighting along with us. The new president of Syria is, as they told me, and I'm not surprised, he's devastated by...
Yeah, the former terrorist leader is absolutely devastated, guys, by the fact that a couple people were ambushed. Because if you guys know anything about terrorists, they definitely don't ambush people. They don't do that, all right? There's rules to terrorism. There's rules. Rule number 1 is you don't ambush people. That's just not cool, bro.
What happened? This was an ISIS attack on us and Syria. And again, we mourn the loss.
I don't think it was on Syria. It sounds like it was only on us, brother. And I'm pretty sure, I have a sneaking suspicion, guys. I have a sneaking suspicion that that the president of Syria might know somebody that maybe might be connected to somebody that could probably tell us who did this. It feels like, he might have ran in similar circles. That's all I'm saying.
We pray for them and their parents and their loved ones. Very, very sad.
Mr. President, will the U.S. retaliate against ISIS?
Yeah, we will.
And should U.S. forces are attacked again?
You're going to be seeing.
And should the U.S. still be in?
We will retaliate. Thank you very much.
We will retaliate. We'll probably take some of their oil.
All right, let's...
Funkhauser, thank you for joining the Ginger Snaps. Like I said, I'm going to need every $1.75 I can get, so appreciate you guys.
Bring in MS Now senior national security reporter David Rowe. And I just want to extend my apologies on the timing there. I was under the impression it was when he was landing there in Baltimore. Clearly, everyone, that was at the White House as he is taking off for that Army-Navy game. But this is an ongoing development, David. What have we learned so far about how this incident unfolded? Do we know anything about this counterterrorism mission?
So there were about 2,000 U.S. troops spread across Syria, and their primary goal is to counter ISIS. ISIS remains a presence in Syria. The U.S. is back.
No. We beat ISIS. This guy obviously doesn't understand. There is no more ISIS.
The new government in Syria, Mohammed al-Shara, the president there, after the fall of the Assad regime last December. This is a setback. There's no question. It's not clear, but it appears to be an ISIS attack, given the president himself just said that. And his talk of retaliation.
Dude, why did that look like Scott Bassett and Donald Trump were doing something they weren't supposed to be doing? Look at how they come out of this.
is a setback. There's no question. It's not clear, but it appears to be an ISIS attack, given the president himself just said that.
Like, got button my
and
pants.
his talk of retaliation, that could be airstrikes. It's not clear. And this is the first time U.S. service members, 2 of them, and then 1 civilian U.S. interpreter have been killed since the fall of the Assad regime in Syria. So
Okay, and I feel like this is pretty important. All right, guys? I feel bad for the people that died. All right? I just want to make sure that that's clear. Donald Trump makes any serious news really hard to be serious about. I'm just going to say that. Like, if this was Joe Biden standing up there telling me right now that this has happened, I'd be legit sad. Like, these are people that have lost their life, that have families, that, like, obviously did not deserve to have this happen to them. But because of the fact that a fucking clown is the president of the United States, I literally can't take seriously news involving the loss of life. If 9/11 happened when Donald Trump was the president, I would struggle up here because this fucking guy makes everything unserious. Completely unserious. Look at this man.
will be retaliation. And as we've seen in the war on terror in general, we can do airstrikes. The most effective thing tends to be working with local forces on the ground in Syria. But we'll see how the president decides to retaliate in the hours ahead.
We're told that these soldiers were conducting.
I got a ISIS oil boat. I have an ISIS oil boat. That's how we're going to retaliate.
A key leader engagement. What would that be?
So this, again, happens often in Syria and in Iraq and Afghanistan. Many local members of the populations in all 3 countries do not support ISIS. And there's a key leader engagement when U.S. forces are usually meeting with local leaders that are friendly, that are supportive, again, of the Syrian government, of the U.S. mission there, and opposed to ISIS. In Afghanistan, what would happen was sometimes an ISIS member or a Taliban member there could infiltrate local security forces, pose as a local soldier. That may have happened here. We don't.
Wait, is not Shar, is he not a ex-Taliban guy? Am I wrong about that?
know if an ISIS member impersonated some member of the Syrian security forces, but this happened many times in Afghanistan. It eventually eased, and it's a tactic that occasionally is successful. And again, it's just a tragic result for these 3 American families.
Do we know anything about the screening process for those who work in the Syrian forces?
I think we're missing a really fucking important part here. Why? Why? This feels fake. Okay, not even fake, like set up, right? This is like I'm fucking turned into a Trump supporter up here. I'm like, false flag! False flag! Bubbles, thank you for joining the Ginger Snaps. You guys are literally keeping me in my home. Thank you, guys. Bubbles, welcome to the Ginger Snaps. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. You're gonna have to get one of those fucking bars that says, need this much money to pay rent this month. I'm literally, though, like, could somebody ask the question, why? Ahmed Al-Shara, you want me? No, I'm not gonna do that just because you told me to do it, Redonk. Like, you're very sus. You're very sus. I'm not, because you asked me in that manner to do that, I'm not going to do that. I'm gonna pass. Something tells me they're gonna be like beheading videos and stuff. I just don't think that doesn't seem right. Can somebody answer, like, why did the gunman take out 2 soldiers and a reporter? Like, what point was there to this action happening? It feels like this would be something that there'd be like another plan or plot. Like, it feels like we're missing some details, guys. That's all I'm saying. This is just like, you know, these people died over here, so, well, we got to go over there and get that oil. Hate to have to do it, but I think we're going to have to head on over there and get ourselves some oil. Yeah. Oh, Funkhauser, thank you for the 5 memberships. Thank you, guys. I appreciate you guys. Like I said, I will not be able to tell you exactly how much I appreciate you guys until a later date.
We don't, and that's, you know, it's a huge challenge. A mistake was obviously made.
I will not be able to quantify
and
that
maybe
until
there
a
isn't
later
enough
date.
screening. There was massive efforts made in Afghanistan after large numbers of attacks. They were sometimes Afghan soldiers turning their weapons on U.S. soldiers. So it's not clear. Again, the new government is having trouble, I think, containing large parts of Syria. But in Damascus itself and in many other large cities, it is supported. And most Syrians are absolutely thrilled that the Assad regime has fallen and are giving President al-Shara a chance. President Trump has backed President al-Shara. So there will be, you know, clearly a thorough investigation by the U.S. about how this happened. But this will test al-Shara's performance and this alliance he has.
Didn't we lose a couple Americans in Israel in the Gaza conflict? Y'all remember that? Pepperidge Farms remembers. Did we ever retaliate? Did they have oil? Did they have oil? Because it feels like during the Israel-Gaza conflict, if I remember right, we lost a couple Americans, and strangely, nobody wants to talk about retaliation. Maybe that was ISIS. Maybe that was ISIS.
With the Trump administration.
And the president saying in that video that there will be retribution.
Yeah, strange how this story shows up when the Epstein files are released. It's almost like this is a distraction.
For this, what might that look like, David?
One possibility is airstrikes.
Ooh,
More precise would be special forces operations, which the American Special Forces community has conducted now many times in Afghanistan and Syria and Iraq. And the more precise things are generally special forces raids. They would need clear evidence of who this person was, how he joined ISIS, and try to find the specific perpetrators of it. So we'll see as more information comes out.
Can I say once again, do we need all that? This feels so weird. I mean, everything in 2025 has felt so weird. I'm pretty sure that squirrel got into that CERN machine. Shit just jumped right off the rails. I have not been okay.
Days ahead, but a huge number of Americans now, the Americans based in Syria, U.S. intelligence officials are now trying to find out everything they can about who did this and who should be retaliated against.
I want to read one more time, as we did last hour, the Secretary of Defense, the statement that he posted on X, and it reads as follows. The savage who perpetrated this attack was killed by partner forces. Let it be known, if you target Americans anywhere in the world, you will spend the rest of your...
Okay, I don't want to do this because this is just a really bad thing to do, but I'm going to do it anyways. Bro, they're up 3-1. Like, how is that a fucking win? Whiskey Pete, answer that for me. We lost 3, they lost 1. We lost 3, they lost 1. What is this country right now? That doesn't seem like a winning score. I'm just saying we might need to get some of the oil, even the olive oil. I like the idea, Russell, of sending ICE over to fight ISIS. It seems grammatically correct.
Your brief, anxious life, knowing the United States will hunt you, find you, and ruthlessly kill you.
Wait, but we didn't? Wait, we didn't, though. He said partner forces. So America actually did not, in fact, hunt you, find you, and ruthlessly kill you. That was like some other guys that were there with us. So maybe he should change that tweet. I think that tweet should be like, if you attack some of our people, you'll most likely get a couple of them, and then like some of our friends will probably find you and ruthlessly kill you. I can't take anything in this administration seriously.
Can I just ask, is that the kind of thing that will strike fear in the hearts of an ISIS member, somebody who wants to do harm to the United States?
My sense is it will not strike fear in the heart of an ISIS member. This person probably expected to die in this operation, but I think it's also.
Yeah, I think that's the point. I'm pretty sure that's the point.
A message, though, to the 3 American families that have lost these loved ones, that there will be a reaction to this. And in a positive note, it stated that statement said that allied forces, that these, again, there are Syrians who are fighting ISIS alongside U.S. forces. They killed this attacker after this attack. So I think with the help of Syrians, they can find the individuals, who are responsible for this in the days ahead.
Okay, David Rowe, thank you very much for helping.
Yeah, I really seriously hate this administration. How am I supposed to take anything? Like, there's no news that you can give me nowadays that I can take, like, seriously. As long as Donald Trump and Whiskey Pete and fucking RFK Jr. and Dr. Oz and the rest of these guys are in charge of the United States of America, I am just like at a loss as to how I am supposed to respond in a serious manner when our government is the least serious entity on the face of this fucking planet. I'm struggling with this. Anyways, I thought we'd cover that because that just happened. So, yeah. All right, where else? What else do we have here? I had to get over the most recent news. Oh, let's talk about that. Let's talk about that oil. Let's talk about that oil, guys. Also, I want to point out something when we get to this picture that I'm about to show you right now. All right, I'm gonna point this out to you, and you guys are gonna love this one. All right, you guys ready? They did Donald Trump right. Wrong?
Now,
right?
Donald Trump.
Oh, wait, hold on. Look at Donald Trump's baby hand. They gave Donald Trump a gigantic fucking head with a little baby hand. How amazing is that, dude? How amazing is that right there, guys? This is Sky News? Is this Australia? Because I know the British people love him, okay? So Donald Trump, of course, he did abscond with a Venezuelan oil rig, right? Or oil tanker. And I love that people are like, well, we're just trying to figure out why he did it. Like, you need help figuring out why Donald Trump took an oil tanker? It's because it had oil in it, brother. I'm not sure if you know what oil tankers do, and I don't know if you know about American presidents and their semi-obsessive need for oil. But come on! Like, do we really have to question why Donald Trump stole a Venezuelan oil tanker? Anyways, these guys are going to tell us about it, right?
Insisting that the main reason he's interested in Venezuela, the main reason the US is kind of looking at tankers off the coast of Venezuela comes back to drugs, the trade, the smuggling of illegal drugs out of Venezuela. But what if it's not just that? Maybe there's...
What if it's not just that? He said, what if it's not just that? What if it's not fentanyl in the oil tankers? Bro, if only people had known for the long... This is like that old meme, that old Dave Chappelle sketch. Sprinkle some crack on him, right? There's that old Dave Chappelle sketch where, like, every time like someone, like a black man would get shot by a cop, somebody just run in and they sprinkle some crack on him. Like, that's where we're at right now. It's like, I don't think we should have done that, sir. Why? Well, because it seems like people are going to catch on to the fact that we just stole a Venezuelan oil tanker. Like, just tell them there's fentanyl. Does that work for the rest of us? Does that work for, like, me? Like, can I go into a store and, like, steal whatever I want when they're like, yo, you can't steal that? I'm like, no, they sell fentanyl here, dude. It's cool. It's cool. Fuck these guys. Fucking sell fentanyl in this store. It's fine. I took stuff from here. It's fine. Like, everything is like, you blew up some fishermen. You blew up some fishermen. Nah, they're fentanyl dealers. You shot that dude. You're not supposed to just go around shooting people. Yeah, he's a fucking fentanyl user. I mean, come on! We took your boat.
Something else going on. What if it's partly about oil?
Oil!
Now, on the surface, you might be thinking, why does America even need Venezuelan oil? And I can kind of understand your point, because if you look at just total oil production, look, this is...
That's like asking a crackhead why he needs crack. What do you mean? What you mean? Why does America need oil? We addicted, motherfucker.
Up until 2005, the US was there, Venezuela was there, Saudi Arabia was there. But as you probably know, since then, everything has changed. Look, American output has gone through the roof, way above Saudi Arabia.
You can see right when we got hooked on that shit. On that black gold. Even Saudi Arabia was like, we can't keep up.
Way above Saudi Arabia. And Venezuela has gone basically to the...
Poor Venezuela. Look at Venezuela doesn't even need that oil, obviously. Look, they're not even using it. They're way down there.
Floor. And that's kind of post-Chavez, Maduro. They're one of the...
That's how much they produce? We took like the only oil that Venezuela had. Damn, we just robbed a poor person for their food stamps. Oh, wait, no, we were already doing that. Never mind.
Knows now, and I think 21st biggest producer in the world. So again, that question, why should America care? Well, in the US, that big rise is largely down to this. It's down to the shale revolution. So you've got fracking all around the US producing extraordinary amounts of crude.
This guy is very excited about this.
Oil. And here's where we get to the interesting bit. Because when you're thinking about crude oil, maybe you're just thinking about, well, look, barrels of oil. It's all the same, isn't it? Well, actually, no. So if you kind of look at crude oil, there are various different types of crude in different parts.
I have to say, their news is way better than ours. This guy is way more interesting than like Fox News or CNN.
Of the world. There's actually kind of various different ways you can categorize it, but one way you can look at it is look at the kind of density. So you're basically looking at how thick that crude is. And when I say thick...
Oh, yeah. They got thick oil. Sorry, guys. It's been a while.
I mean, literally how thick. This is showing you global production broken down by the density of that oil. And so you've got the kind of medium stuff. And this is probably, if you've got kind of image in your mind of what crude oil looks like, it's a bit like...
I don't. I don't, so thank you.
Like this, it's kind of black, but it's not too viscous. It flows around. But there's other stuff as well. So this is light crude.
That looks just like, that looks like CBD.
And it kind of almost looks like a smoothie, doesn't it?
Oh,
and that's the same stuff. This is still crude oil, but down to the kind of geological and the biological conditions in the ground when it was being formed, hundreds of millions of years ago, it comes out looking a bit different. And so that's light. You've also got heavy stuff. And it's...
Oh, that's poo. No, that's poo. No, I've seen that before. That's definitely poo.
It's kind of relatively small in global production, but this is gloopy, super viscous stuff. Heavy oil, so heavy, medium, light. Remember that.
Okay, if I'm going for anyone, I like medium. To be honest with you, I like it a little thick. All right, I prefer it a little thick. Okay, but not poop, not like poop thick. Like I'm looking for thick. Okay.
And remember also, the key thing here is you get it out of the ground, it may look like that, but ultimately you still need it to go into, someone's car, or indeed, be turned into chemical.
Okay, maybe it's just me, but there seems like there's a lot of sexual innuendo going on here. Exactly, Luck Dragon! God. I'm just glad that other people, it's not just me. I'm glad it's not just me. If it was just me, I'd be mildly concerned about my current situation.
Basically, you need to process it. And that processing, that happens in places like this, in refineries. And there are refineries all over the world, of course. There are refineries all over the US as well. There's kind of more than 100 of them. And if we kind of...
I think we do most of the refining in the world, don't we? Isn't it that we do most of the refining?
Look at where those refineries are. Well, so there's some in California. So the history in America, actually, historically, a lot of the early Californian oil, that was the heavy, gloopy stuff. And if...
Yeah, we got a lot of thick ones here in California. We prefer them thick in California.
If you look at kind of some of the refineries in America, so here are some of the refineries. There's one in LA there. These are the 10 biggest. You've got some up here around kind of towards Canada. We'll kind of come to that in a second. But a lot of them are down there, kind of Texas, Louisiana, on the coast. And here's the critical thing.
It's happening, AJ.
These refineries are primarily set up for heavy oil, for taking that gloopy stuff and turning it into gasoline and all of the other different products.
Yeah, I do that.
But here's where things get interesting. And remember that chart I showed you a moment ago, the one which showed kind of shale oil and how it kind of went through the roof? The oil that's generally produced with shale oil, the fracking oil, that comes out of the ground mostly in the light form. So it's the smoothie. It's sometimes actually even clear. It comes out of the ground clear rather than black.
Bro, are you going to get to the reason that Trump wants this oil? Like, this seems like this is a lot. It seems like this is a lot when we could just say that America is addicted to oil and we can't help but invade other countries and take their oil. Did we need this much? Did we need a PowerPoint presentation? I mean, Americans, we are definitely not very well educated, and I have to admit that he is actually educating me to things that I was not ready to be educated to either. This feels like I did not want this, but I guess this is what I'm getting. Yep, that's my life right now.
And that's the majority of American production right now. Shale oil tends to be light stuff. And actually, that's kind of going back 10 years. Look at where we are now. Look at those bars. In the last few years, the amount...
Can we start talking about There Will Be Blood now? Let's get some Daniel Day-Lewis in here.
of light oil being produced in the US has gone up and up and up, and the amount of kind of heavy stuff has gone down. But back to those refineries. They need to be fed. If America's going to have gasoline, it needs to feed those refineries with heavy oil. So if you look at the kind of imports coming into America, in recent years, even though America is producing so much oil, more oil than it ever produced before, it still needs to suck in loads of oil from overseas. And the type of oil...
Okay, he just said suck in. All right? Like, come on. It's not just me. This is loaded with sexual innuendo.
We're talking about, it used to be, it's mostly heavy crude. It used to be only 12%. So only 12% of...
Why does Trump only want the light skin colored oil? Oh, redunk. Ah, you might be saving me right now.
Imports were heavy, gloopy crude. Now, it's about 70%. So 70% of the oil coming into America, which it needs to basically keep its economy going, is heavy crude. And where does heavy crude come from? Well, here are some of the big countries where you find most of it. It's Canada and Venezuela. There's one other I'll come to in a second, which we'll come back to. But it's Canada and it's Venezuela where you get most of this heavy crude oil, which is why, about to think about where those refineries are, they're mostly set up, kind of, you've got some in the north there to get the heavy oil coming out of Canada, and you've got some around the kind of Louisiana and elsewhere.
Wait, is he going to get to the point where he talks about that we pissed off Canada? Is this where this is headed? Is he about to, like, tell us that all of this is because Donald Trump wanted to make Canada the 51st state? This feels like this is where this is headed.
And Texas.
Are we about to make Venezuela the 51st state?
Get that heavy oil that comes in from Venezuela. That was kind of the way they were set up. And it's really expensive to read.
What channel is this, Liz? It's Sky News. Sky News. I don't know if it's the British version or the Australian version.
Build these things. You can't just chuck out a refinery very easily overnight. Some came from Mexico and the Gulf of Mexico as well, and that was pretty heavy too. So that's the picture in America. And the upshot is, even though America is producing more and more oil, the imports, this is showing you imports of oil into America, are still really high. And if you break down those imports by the country that stuff is coming from, Well, there's Venezuela, and it used to be a decent slug. Actually, more came from Venezuela just about than from Canada just at the turn of the millennium. But now look at what's happened since. Right now, Canada has gone...
I'm going to be honest, it kind of feels like watching Ross Perot. This guy's got a lot of charts.
From 15% of all of the US imports of oil to 61%. 61%. And Venezuela's basically next to nothing. But here's what's tantalizing, and here's the reason I think that a lot of people are looking towards Venezuela and thinking, well, there's more to this than just drugs. Look at...
I forgot that that's where we were. I forgot that's like this whole thing started with this is more than fentanyl. Yeah, brother, like we didn't need 5.5, 6 minutes on this. I could have just told you that.
Total oil reserves around the world. The higher these bars are, the more oil there is in the ground, so that hasn't yet been taken out of the ground. So there you've got Saudi, Iran, Iraq, all of the usual suspects. But the biggest of all, and this is according
I was going to say Venezuela doesn't have any. That's weird.
to various different sources, the biggest of all is Venezuela. And what's that?
Oh, every American just came. Look,
Oil, it's the heavy, tarry stuff that you might well want to put into those American refineries. And there is really only one other place in the world that has a kind of serious
drugs are the new WMDs. Exactly. There's fentanyl over there.
amount of heavy oil other than Canada and Venezuela. And lo and behold, guess where that is? It's Russia. All of which is to say, it matters what kind of oil America needs. It's worth just delving into these kind of nuances because that helps you understand a little bit more about the backstory of geopolitics.
Okay, I'm just gonna summarize this for you guys. I'm just gonna summarize this. Donald Trump stole that tanker because it has oil in it, okay? And he said it had fentanyl in it because the people that follow Donald Trump are dumb enough to be like, yeah, they were like gonna bring over all that fentanyl in that oil tanker. They like maybe bring it across the border with the the cattle that the immigrants are bringing that are giving us the screwworm disease. And probably the cattle have fentanyl too. I think the cattle as well. I think immigrants had fentanyl and cattle have fentanyl, and that oil tanker had a lot of fentanyl as well. Like that's, guys, we don't need 6 minutes to tell us that Donald Trump stole that oil tanker because it had oil in it. Like it had oil in the name. That's all it took. Oh my God. What is going on in this country? It's just so hard to take. I can't take news from outside of the country seriously anymore. Okay. All right, let's talk about all the new Epstein stuff that came out. Let's talk about that. Oh, traces of fentanyl in that oil. Traces of fentanyl in the oil. Probably traces of fentanyl in P. Diddy's baby oil. I bet there's definitely traces of fentanyl in P. Diddy's baby oil. How long until P. Diddy gets his sentence commuted? Like, Trump's just waiting long enough for people to not care in MAGA, and he's going to do that. All right, let's talk about it. New Epstein photos turn heads, but file dumps just getting started. Congressional Democrats released another eyebrow-raising batch of photos December 12th, further linking several high-profile people, including President Donald Trump and former President Bill Clinton, to accused sex trafficker Jeffrey Epstein, who died in 2019. Yeah, we already knew that. Like, how many more pictures do we need? I mean, I guess there's not a ton of Bill Clinton and Epstein, but we all kind of just accepted that was true. I mean, how many pictures are there of Donald Trump with Jeffrey Epstein? This is insane. But the fallout is just beginning, and the trove of information available to the public is about to get much bigger. That's what she said. The disclosure of 19 new, undated images, which showed celebrities including director Woody Allen and Trump's former West Wing aide Steve Bannon, was a prelude to even more file dumps that Democrats on the House Oversight Committee plan to make available to the public from a recent 95,000 photo disclosure. 95,000 photos! recently I've been going through boxes to determine what needs to stay and what needs to go at my home. And I would say that out of all the photos, and there's a lot of photos of my children, of my wife, myself, the family, I don't think we have 95,000. Okay. I don't think we have 95,000 photos, and B, not a single one of anybody in my family with Jeffrey Epstein. Crazy. Not a single one. 95,000 photos, guys. The panel published more than 70 additional pictures later the same day. Lawmakers provided only limited specifics about the images, none of which specifically implicated any of the pictured individuals in any alleged wrongdoing yet, guys. We've gone through maybe about 25,000 of them so far. Robert Garcia of California, the ranking member of the panel, told reporters December 12th, some of the other photos that we did not put out today are incredibly disturbing. That's the ones we're going to get to. And you guys can see some of these pictures here. We've got Steve Bannon with Jeffrey Epstein. You've got the pictures on the desk. You got Woody Allen with Jeffrey Epstein. You got the virgin guy, not an actual virgin. There's a lot of bad jokes to make there. You got Trump. You got Bill Gates. You got more Bannon. Bannon was around him a lot. Who's that? Yeah, Alan Dershowitz, of course. And, of course, we've covered, like, a ton of this. There's Bill Clinton with a young Jeffrey Epstein who seems to still have gray hair. Justice Department has until December 19th to release as many documents as possible related to its own investigation into Epstein. The deadline was specified in a law that Congress passed near unanimously in November and was signed by President Trump. While members of Congress will be leaving Washington by that time for a holiday recess, the timing of the much-anticipated disclosures ensures it will be a dominant topic for at least the next few weeks. Oh, are we going on vacation again? That makes sense. Every time that something comes out about the Epstein files, it's time to take a vacation for Congress. That's weird. So coincidental. That means lawmakers will return for the new year facing a range of choices about how to respond to the information that comes to light. Republicans are in control of the Congress, giving them authority to set hearings and broader oversight agenda, but many of them have demonstrated a bipartisan interest in fully examining Epstein's complex web despite the president's connections to it. That's because most of these people know that Donald Trump is about 2 cheeseburgers away from having a heart attack that ends his life, and they don't want to be sitting here defending the pedophile in chief. Okay, after he eats his last Big Mac, they're still going to be here. So some of them have figured that out. That's what I'm going with. Trump has repeatedly denied having any knowledge of Epstein's alleged criminality. Though the two had a personal relationship decades ago, Trump has said he distanced himself for like 18 different reasons. All of them, none of them actually were true. And, well, maybe one of them, of the 18 of them. Democrats for months have accused Trump administration of covering up for Epstein, but Trump noted on social media after signing the Epstein Files Transparency Act that Epstein was charged in the New York federal case in 2019 during his first term. He also noted that the financier who died by suicide that year in a jail cell was a longtime contributor to Democratic politicians. Yeah, he was a true independent. It seems as though there are plenty of people in both parties that were in Jeffrey Epstein's pockets. Once again, House Democrats are selectively releasing cherry-picked photos with random redactions to try and create a false narrative. Okay, there's Republicans. Why aren't they releasing the ones of the Democrats? Also, Bill Clinton happens to be a fucking Democrat. Am I wrong? Bill Gates? Democrat? Like, what are we talking about? This is crazy. A lawyer for former President Bill Clinton did not immediately respond to today's comment for the new images. The extent of what will be released next week is uncertain, as Attorney General Pam Bondi said in July that most of what remains in internal files include numerous abuse videos or records that identify victims, which would be the ones that obviously would get people in trouble. So why would Pam Bondi want to release the evidence of these people's crimes? In recent weeks, the department has asked several federal judges in cases related to Epstein to allow the release of grand jury transcripts and other evidence that would typically remain confidential. They've resoundingly complied. On December 5th, U.S. District Judge Rodney Smith in Florida ordered the release of documents from the abandoned investigation of Epstein from 2005-2007. Judge Paul Engelmeyer in New York greenlit disclosing grand jury transcripts and exhibits from the case against Maxwell, Epstein's former associate, who was serving a 20-year prison sentence. So yeah, I mean, that's great. But once again, the things that matter here are the things that implicate people as to having committed crimes. So these are all great, but once again, these are just more fucking tacks on the pegboard, more red lines leading from Donald Trump to pictures of Donald Trump to pictures of Donald Trump with Jeffrey Epstein. Once again, this is all just fucking sleight of hand. Release the files. So yeah, and then if you guys want to see, let's see. So this is one of the Democrats had said that the latest Epstein photo catch shows people engaged in sexual acts. And these aren't, by the way, these aren't the same things that Pam Bondi's talking about. These are not the things that Pam Bondi is saying that they can't release because they include abuse and stuff like that. These are photos that were found in the 95,000 photos. So Suhas Subramaniam, I just mumbled that as quickly as possible, on Friday said some of the photos found in the home of a convicted sex offender, Jeffrey Epstein, depict people engaged in sexual acts. The Virginia Democrat made the confirmation when asked on the arena with Casey Hunt on CNN. When Hunt asked if there were men other than Epstein engaged in these acts, she said lawmakers were going through that. The last time when there was a big production of photos, what we tried to do was release all the files eventually. We're trying to be selective about what we release now, and so in this case, we're not really quite sure yet who is who. Certainly, there's a lot of people involved in some of these acts. A lot of people involved in some of these acts. This is what I'm saying. If there is a lot of people that are involved in some of these acts, then there are a lot of people that could be put on trial. Am I wrong? Democrats on the House Oversight and Government Reform Committee released that batch of 19 photos out of 95,000. Women seen in the photos had their face covered with black boxes to prevent their identification, which is like, that's fine. Like, we should be redacting victims, obviously. And of course, these photos showed President Bill Clinton, Alan Dershowitz, Bill Gates, Richard Branson, Woody Allen, all of that stuff. The former Prince Andrew, of course, Steve Bannon. Epstein associate Ghislaine Maxwell appears with Epstein in a photo with Clinton, where she keeps saying, like, oh no, like, I wasn't a part of anything. I deserve to be released because I didn't actually do anything. It just happens that I'm in every photo. Me and Donald Trump. One of the photos show a stack of condoms with the cartoon image of Trump on each package. Below Trump's image are the words, "I'm huge." What's happening, Phildo? Thanks. Glad to be back. Glad to be taking my mind off some stuff, even though it's not. I'm literally just thinking about both things at the same time right now. Fucking masochist up here. Trump has denied any wrongdoing in connection with Epstein and has accused Democrats of leading a witch hunt, because that's what he does anytime he's in trouble. He just says it's a witch hunt or it's a hoax. Remember when this was a hoax? Like 90 days ago? Remember when this was all just Obama and Comey and Biden writing fan fiction about Donald Trump and Jeffrey Epstein? You guys remember that? Yeah, Pepperidge Farms remembers. It's all a hoax, guys. That's why there's 95,000 photos and photos of people doing explicit sexual actions in these photos that they're redacting women's faces from. Is because it was all a hoax, guys. Once again, House Democrats are, they're selective releasing. They're not selectively releasing, because if they were selectively releasing these photos, then Bill Gates wouldn't be in them. Bill Clinton would not be in them. Why would these people be in them? If they were selectively releasing these photos, they're just like, fuck Bill Clinton, fuck Bill Gates. I thought that these were like the most powerful people in the world, central to the Democratic Party. Trump and Epstein knew each other for a while in New York, where they were known to socialize with each other. Bullshit. Trump and Epstein knew each other for years. The release of the photo catch comes days before the Department of Justice deadline to release all the files and information on Epstein. Congress passed the Epstein Files Transparency Act last month, with Trump signed into law despite urging Republicans to not engage with any material related on Epstein. Yeah, I wonder I wonder why Donald Trump would all of a sudden stop calling it a hoax. I wonder why Donald Trump would all of a sudden, after literally pulling Lauren Boebert into a secret room, not so secret, a classified room, to beg her to not sign on the release, after begging Marjorie Taylor Greene, after literally having a very, very public breakup with Marjorie Taylor Greene. All of these things happened, and all of a sudden Donald Trump was like, you know what? I'm going to sign it. That seems weird. I wonder what changed, guys. I wonder what information was removed during that time. Does anybody remember that there was a video of a dude getting honeypotted that had worked for the Department of Justice that said that they were going to redact any names of Republicans and that they were going to get rid of any instances in which somebody like Donald Trump could be found? And this guy was literally being honeypotted and being secretly recorded. I wonder what changed. I wonder what changed. All right. So now we get to... I don't know if I want to call this the good stuff. Nothing to do with the Epstein files is the good stuff, okay? And this really breaks my heart because there's going to be a lot of jokes that I really want to make, but because of how disgusting this shit is, like it's going to be difficult. So, of these photos that were released, the photos that were released from the Epstein 95,000 photos, BuzzFeed has an article, guys. Right here. Democrats released 19 more photos from Epstein's, and people can't help but point out these 3 particularly disturbing images. Are you guys ready? Like, you better... This is for educational purposes, YouTube, okay? Educational purposes. Do not give me a strike for this shit. All right? I want you guys to see these. This is insane. And they have said that there are so many more images of worse shit than this. And I'm going to show this to you, and you're going to say to yourself, it's worse than this, okay? On Friday, Democrats on the House Oversight Committee released 19 photos from the estate of a late sex offender, Jeffrey Epstein. Previous release of 3 unseen images was shared by the committee on December 3rd. They included a photo of a blackboard with names redacted and words such as power, deception, political, written in what appears to be chalk. So this right here was, this one's, we had seen this before. I don't know if you guys had seen this one already, but this was from before already. And, there's music also on here, which is weird. But okay. We've got music under power, deception, and is that politics or is that plants? It looks like it says plants. Poppy seed. So weird. What the hell? Okay, you guys have, of course, seen the weird dentist's office. Right here. So fucking weird. Like, this is like a house of horrors, okay? And then when we get, here's the photos. There you guys go. Like I said, I believe the words were said to me the other night, flared at the bottom. And I think that references where something goes. I can't right now. Ho! Let's go back to talking about oil. Not a good idea. Guys. That alone should get somebody a fucking life sentence. I don't want to blow that up. All right. That's been on there for too long. Okay. The jawbreaker gag. Failure to follow these instructions could result in serious injury or death. Always observe a person who has a gag in their mouth. Never leave that person unattended. The jawbreaker gag will cause a person's mouth to produce more saliva than a regular gag and create a choking hazard if the person is unattended or inverted for any reason. Inverted for any reason! It is possible for a person to vomit and suffocate even while standing, so extreme care and caution must be exercised with the use of this product. Never leave a person with a jawbreaker gag in their mouth unattended. Do not Google jawbreaker gag, guys. Like, between the gag and the glove, I don't want to ask any of those questions, actually, to be honest with you. I was going to say I have so many questions, but I actually do not have any questions. I don't want to know. I don't want answers, especially where I am in my life right now, and what I can imagine is going to be... Oh, never mind. All right, moving on. Fuck. Ah! Ah! Okay, the Trump condom, $4.50. You can tell this was before inflation. But I'm huge, and it's got Donald Trump's face on it. If this was Joe Biden, or if this was Barack Obama, and Jeffrey Epstein had a fucking condom with his face on it, Republicans would be losing their goddamn minds right now. What are they saying about this? Nothing. Not a goddamn thing. Barack Obama wears a beige suit, and it is news for like 2 weeks. Joe Biden flubs a debate, and it's like 3 months of fucking coverage on CNN, MSNBC, Fox News, everything. Donald Trump's face is on a condom in Jeffrey Epstein's fucking picture trove. No one bats an eyebrow. Not even a little bit. Not even a little bit. No one cares. Oh, that's actually pretty cool. You don't have a condom with your face on it, do you, bro? Do you? And then, of course, people reacted to this. So, Trump's condom. He's a sicko. Bruh, what? That was actually it's actually how I reacted as well, especially that thumb. Holy Jesus. Like I said, my mind is just going to the wrong places because I am going through something very particular to these types of things. Oh my God. Every hour, 5 more photos should be added. Redacted, of course. How about we just fucking dump the trove? Let the people go through them. Redact what needs to be. Some nuss. That thumb's going in the nuss? Is that what you're saying? Oh. Right in the nussy. One person tweeted, anyone, and I don't care about their status, contributions to society, or political affiliations, anyone who participated in and facilitated disgusting behavior should be locked up and never allowed back in polite society. Yeah, this is all I'm going to say. I'm sure that there was some above age stuff that was going on, and whatever consenting adults do with a 5-fingered black rubber glove with different extensions, as long as it's not with my ex-wife, fuck, and I need a week. I need a week. Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay. No more jokes. I wasn't not. Fuck! Knew I shouldn't have streamed. Anyways, consenting adults is okay. Okay? Consenting adults, completely acceptable. Anything else? Those fucking people all need to go to prison for the rest of their fucking lives and never, ever, 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 ever be allowed around another human being ever again, unless those other human beings have also committed the same exact acts and are doing it to each other in a prison cell somewhere. That's the only way any of this could happen or could work for me. That's where it's at. Yeah, too soon. Exactly, Fatty. Too soon. I can't right now. I'm telling you, I am struggling so hard up here right now. This person tweeted, "It is time to end this White House cover-up and bring justice to survivors of Jeffrey Epstein and his powerful friends," committee member Robert Garcia said in a statement retrieved by NBC News. "These disturbing photos raise even more questions about Epstein. Once again, questions I just don't want in my goddamn head right now." Okay, these disturbing photos raise even more questions about Epstein and his relationships with some of the most powerful men in the world. That's actually kind of funny. That's funny. "We will not rest until the American people get the truth. Department of Justice must release all the files now. We're going to keep you guys updated as the situation unfolds." Like, there's a part of me, okay? There's a part of me that says, like, yeah, we should see these photos. And we should know, like, how, like, crazy this shit got. And, like, how bad, how disgusting these people are. But there's another part of me that's like, I wish I had never seen any of this shit. Like, it is important. It is a good thing. I have been calling for the release of these files for over a year now. I have been making video after video after video saying that these things should be shown to the public. But I'm going to be honest with you guys, I don't think I'm ever going to recover from this shit. Jesus Christ, do we need... Why can we not just get these people on trial? Why can't we just... Why is this not being presented as evidence in trials right now? That right there, that's what needs to happen. It's fucking insane. Okay. Because I didn't want to read too many articles. That's some of the hardest stuff. Oh, some of the hardest stuff to get into. And I don't want to have to this is like I said, coming back to streaming stuff was a real question of whether or not I could do it, because there's so much personal shit in my head right now that it's difficult to also go over this kind of stuff too. But we're doing it, and it's important to do it, and you gotta get back in the saddle at one point or another. So I wanted to watch my ladies, two ladies that I love. I support the ladies. I love these ladies, and I'm happy to see that the voice on the left that is becoming the most prominent voice on the left are these two ladies. People can say what they want. They can say what they want. But I stand 10 toes down with hearing these two women being the most important voice on the left, and I'm glad that it's these two ladies. So let's watch the IHIP ladies talk about all of this new Epstein stuff that's coming out, and they always make me laugh. They always make me feel better. So I wanted to watch some IHIP in my first stream back in a while, and let's hear them talk about the Epstein stuff.
Committee is obtaining more documents regarding Jeffrey Epstein, but not from the Department of Justice, but they are receiving them from other places. And so the ranking member of that committee is Robert Garcia. He has been a fierce advocate for these women and the truth. And here's something that he said, I think it's worth us all hearing. There are fighters out there in the Democratic Party.
I'm going to be his worst nightmare, and the committee is going to hold him accountable every single day. We're not going to allow one of his crimes, his illegal actions, those of his administration, whether it's Pam Bondi, whether it's Stephen Miller. These are folks that have caused massive harm to the public, that are violating the Constitution, that are denying people's due process rights. And Donald Trump has to be held accountable for what he's done to this country. And this idea that we're going to just forget about it or pass it along as it's some sort of dark moment in history, we have to be very clear to the next generation that this is not how government should operate, and this is not how a president should act.
I want to believe that. I do. I want to believe that so bad right now. I want to believe that this is going to end in justice for the survivors and for the victims. But you can't convince me that that's even what, half of America wants. Like, it's so insane right now. It's so crazy that this is the one place that we're not, like, coming together. Like, there's half of America is, like, making excuses for why Donald Trump and Pam Bondi and the rest of his administration, fucking Crazy Eyes Cash, Dan Bongina, like, they're making exceptions for the hiding of evidence of elite figures, not just in our country, but around the world, harming people, man. It's impossible for me to make right in my head that people are that fucking evil. So I do want to believe that Garcia there is standing on business, and he's saying we're going to do these things and we're going to, make sure that these people are brought to justice. But I'm not going to hold my breath, man. I'm not going to hold my breath because so much shit has happened. And it seems like the only bad shit that happens is to good people. That's it. It seems like so many of these fucking people get away with so much, man. Meanwhile, all of us down here on the bottom, we just struggling to fucking survive. You want to see justice for some young women that were harmed by an elite, powerful figure. And there's literally thousands of documents, thousands of videos to show their crimes. And we're sitting here talking about whether or not Ghislaine Maxwell is going to get her goddamn sentence commuted. Like, I want to believe you, dog, but I'm not going to hold my breath. Like, I want to see that shit happen. Oh, thank you for the $6.07 redonk. Yeah, I'm Skelts. I'm like, I said this to my wife the other day. When do you do it? When do you do it? When do you finally just say enough is enough? When do you do it?
I love that. That gave me a little bit of inspiration. And he also, as ranking member, started releasing photos from Epstein. There were photos, there were videos. So I just want to play some of those. This is apparently some kind of bathroom or steam room in the Epstein house. And then you have a bedroom. And he had this whole island in the Virgin Islands. They called it Little Jeff Island. And he would take women. I think this photo is interesting. It shows written on the chalkboard, power, deception, plates, music. I just found it interesting that power.
I don't think that's plates. I think that's plants. Does it say teeth? Up here?
Power and deception were on those.
Maybe.
And then they've redacted some things. This slide is interesting. Apparently one of Jeffrey Epstein's former girlfriends was a dentist. So they had a full-blown dental office in here. And there's masks, men's masks, all on the wall. I was just totally fucking creeped out by this. Were you?
Yeah, like, this shit is bananas. It's so weird. It's fucking cray-cray. Everything is cray-cray right now. I feel like I'm getting fucked with. It's just like alternate reality type shit, right? Like, this is like the weirdest. Like, if you went into a dental office and you sat down and that was the decor, you would get up and you'd leave. You would leave. Like, there is absolutely no way I am letting anybody put anything in my mouth in that room. I mean, that does leave open the fact that I would let somebody put other things in my mouth in a different room. We're not there yet, but look, at one point or another, desperation is desperation. God damn it. Shouldn't have streamed. That is the creepiest shit I've ever seen in my life.
Did you
Yeah,
just
I
think that?
was. And
tell ya.
I saw that our friend Ruth Ben Ghiat, the professor on authoritarianism, had commented about this, that Gaddafi, he was a dictator.
Thank you for the $2.
And he
Yeah, Eyes Wide Shut mask. Exactly. Dean Baker, thank you for the $2. That Creep Island. Dude, it is insane.
he used human slaves, sex slaves, and had a compound of trafficked people. And he had the same type of thing, medical rooms set up, dental rooms set up, OBGYN rooms set up in his compound. So this is not that as uncommon and horrific it is for us, knowing that there is like, with authoritarians, there's a play. And then with these human sex traffickers, they end up having these, medical rooms. It's so disturbing. And I think it's important as I look at all of these videos, when I think about me being a young girl, 14, 15 years old, you're so young. You think you might be kind of
Dude,
big,
see,
but
I
you're just
can't.
such a kid.
Oh my God, I can't hear this shit. And I'm just like, my daughter is that age. Like I said, I am probably not in the best place for dealing with this right now. But I can tell you, like, oh my God, dude. Like, oh, just even saying that, man. 14, 15-year-old girls and then showing those pictures and seeing those other pictures, and I'm just like, why? Like, what human being, who out there can fucking know all of this stuff is going on, that there's pictures, that there's rooms, that there's testimony, that there's survivors' testimony, there's witness testimony, and not be just like screaming for justice right now? This is insane to me. Like, this is the type of shit that you get fucking pitchforks out for. This is, this is go to the castle and fucking, this is mob justice. I'm not calling for that, YouTube. Don't ban me. Also, this will probably be used later in a court case. God damn it, man. It's not okay. No person should be okay with this. Every single human being that has even a medium of decency, even the most basic moral foundation that hears this should feel so fucking angry. What are we doing?
And that Jeffrey Epstein and the people whom he hung out with had an appetite for sexual relations, mainly rape, with these children. And that the president of the United States, after Jeffrey Epstein was convicted, had him to the White House in 2017 for Thanksgiving dinner. And then when you think about the connections to Putin, and you think about the connections to Netanyahu and the Israeli government, and you think about the unanswered question as to how this man, Jeffrey Epstein, had this much wealth, and that's still not really been described accurately. Yep. And then you ask everybody who knew him, who was involved in this case, do you think he committed suicide? And people on the right, on the left, top, bottom, across the board say no, they don't think he did. So I commend Robert Garcia for his tenacity and his pursuit of justice, because there is a lot obviously here. I am.
Something she just said about whether or not he had taken his own life that like really sticks out to me is all of these people are used to getting away with stuff. Every one of them, like, they're not like us. Like, I lose something and it's like the end of the world for me, right? Like, if something in my life that's special to me goes away, and my whole life feels like it's ending. These rich billionaires, these ultra wealthy people, they don't respond like that. It doesn't make sense that he took his own life, because all of these people, they know, like they know that they're going to get out. They know that they're going to pull some strings, and eventually it's going to lead to them getting out. It doesn't make any sense for him to take his own life, specifically when he was still going through the process of figuring out whether or not, how much time, how long he'd be spending in there. Like, it doesn't make any sense. These are people that they feel untouchable. They know that there's nothing in this world that can affect them in the way that we're affected. They're not like us. True. They're not like us. Shout out Kendrick. Like, dude, and this is what I've said before. It's going to be hard for me not to parallel some of the stuff that's gone on in my personal life with what's going on with these things. So I'm going to try as hard not to as possible, because it's just appropriate, and I really shouldn't be speaking a lot of this stuff. But it's just not kosher for me to do so. But normal people invest super heavily into certain things in their lives because we value, sometimes not enough, we value these little normal things, right? These parts of our day-to-day lives that when they're no longer there, they feel like a missing limb, right? Like you reach for it and it's gone. Billionaires, elite, wealthy, powerful politicians, like, they don't have that, because when they reach for that limb and it's not there, they just buy a new limb. They just replace it. And I think that that's so hard for a person like me to understand, because I can't even imagine wanting to be that wealthy. I can't imagine thinking to myself, oh, I could replace that feeling by putting enough money into something. I can just buy it. And that is something that is like fundamentally wrong with these people. They're just mentally fucked up. Well, thank you for the donations, guys. I appreciate you guys. I feel kind of bad, actually. Redonk, 31 months. You're my new longest relationship. Come on, I shouldn't have done this. And thank you for the 5 memberships as well. Redonk, thank you for the 5 memberships. $20, Dave. Thank you, Dave. Joined a little late, wanted to donate and say what's up to my friend. I hope life smooths out for you. It can only get better. I shouldn't say that. I shouldn't say that. Thank you, Dave, for the $20. I really appreciate that. Etch, thanks for rejoining. Thanks for joining back up, Etch. I appreciate. Yeah, thank you guys. Thank you guys all for donating. Let's get back to the latest.
Somewhat
talking.
Angry again at the Biden administration that this was not exposed, released, etc., under a DOJ that could be somewhat trustworthy, because God knows they weren't aggressive under Merrick Garland's. But now you know that Pam Bondi and Kash Patel and Dan Bongino are scrubbing the shit out of all these files. And when I see those images and I think about little girls being there and getting sat in that dental chair, having God knows what done to her with those masks, how horrifying, how terrifying that must be.
Well, and you think about Ghislaine Maxwell was the chief recruiter. She went after these girls. These were not girls in stable home life situations. These were girls that were profoundly poor, profoundly unstable home environments, where $250 for a massage was more than their parents made working. These are very impoverished girls that they victimized. So many were victimized prior to meeting Ghislaine Maxwell and Jeffrey Epstein. And then here's a video that kind of shows the layout of this mansion on Little Jeffrey.
Democrats on the Oversight Committee released new images and videos from a private island in the Caribbean once owned by Jeffrey Epstein. The new images show bedrooms, a room featuring what appears to be a dentist chair with masks on the walls, and a blackboard with words written on it, such as power and deception. Multiple videos captured the opulent grounds featuring a swimming pool, palm trees, and a winding path overlooking the ocean. One of the images shows a landline phone with the names Darren, Rich, Mike, Patrick, and Larry written on the speed dial buttons. A Democratic committee aide told CNN the committee redacted names of women from the images and videos out of an abundance of caution. Representative Robert Garcia said in a statement, quote, "These new images are a disturbing look into the world of Jeffrey Epstein and his island. We are releasing these photos and videos to ensure public transparency in our investigation and to help piece together the full picture of Epstein's horrific crime." The release comes after President Trump signed a bill directing the Justice Department to publicly release all Epstein-related records.
Here's the thing. Okay.
Scouts, thanks for being a member for 5 months. You're my second longest relationship now. God, I can't stop. Sorry. This is a standard no one can walk past. Yeah, I agree.
Kylie, there's a picture from the inside of the island looking out onto the shore. If you'll pop that up. Okay, so
Jesus,
I've read a lot from the victims of Jeffrey Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell. And one thing I read over and over is girls on this island that were abused. They would run to the end of the island. They would run to the beach and they would think, how can I get off? What can I do to save myself from this? And I saw this and I thought they were so isolated.
Jesus Christ. Like, how is this not? It just messes with me. This is like, what are we doing? Why are we allowing this? You know, at what point, when does it break? When does the levee break? When do the people push against the levee until the levee breaks? I should just not have relationships. Beetlejuice, that's probably strong advice. That's probably good advice. Right now, that actually is probably the best advice. I think I owe you $60. When does the levee break, guys? When do people say enough is enough? You know, at what point does humanity stand the fuck up and say, we're not going to let you do this anymore? When? Because if not now, how much more? How much more do people need? This is crazy.
Was no one to get them any hope. And so many of them describe being on that beach and crying and feeling helpless.
God,
and I just thought, it gave me chills when I first saw it because they couldn't get away from this. They took them to an island where there were no laws, where Jeffrey Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell were the law. They could physically not remove themselves. And I think about these women that have been traumatized their entire lives. And we've got the government and the president of the United States pussyfooting around all this and minimizing it. It is so disgusting. And something that you alluded to that I'm really looking to dig into is the Oversight Committee has received documents from like Deutsche Bank, Chase Bank, about the ties to Jeffrey Epstein, how we got here. And they
wasn't it? It's Wyden and somebody else that were investigating under Biden's administration. The links between J.P. Morgan Chase and a bunch of foreign banks, all the money that was sent after Epstein's death. Like, there's so much information. Like, look, I get how some things go unsolved, right? Like, you got some dude that lives out in the middle of nowhere, ends up dying, seems like a murder, goes unsolved, becomes a cold case, right? This cold case has mountains of evidence. Like, if this were a movie and you had seen all of this evidence before the end of the movie, you would know how the movie ended. You would bet your life that you know who the people are that did the things that should be put on trial. And that's regardless of political affiliation. Doesn't have to do with Democrat, doesn't have to do with being Republican, doesn't have to do with anything, right? It's a nonpartisan, whatever. Doesn't matter, independent. If this were a movie and you were watching this, you would know that there is enough evidence to convict. And yet we're still sitting here going like, well, let's see if we know we've got bank records, we got videos, we got pictures, we've got testimony. We're going to have to do a little more searching, see if we can bring up some more stuff, find some real solid connections. It's insanity. It's insanity.
Said they're going to be releasing that over the course of the next few days. And it says the Oversight Committee has received files related to Jeffrey Epstein from J.P. Morgan, Deutsche Bank, and the U.S. Virgin Islands. The Oversight Committee intends to release those in the next few days ahead. And I think that will give us an insight who's spending money, who's quote unquote, quote, being blackmailed by Jeffrey Epstein. I think the financial documents are going to lead to a lot of answers. I hope.
Yes, I think so too. And I do think that this is something that is going to be interesting as it moves forward because it's very bipartisan. And there's not that much bipartisanship in the United States anymore. There is bipartisanship about giving Benjamin Netanyahu a blank check. All of MAGA is for that. And then you have the Democratic leadership that is for that. And then you have this. And it started off as a promise and a cult, QAnon cult. And at the epicenter of the QAnon cult was this Jeffrey Epstein issue. And, then it turned into Pizzagate and other things. But the impetus for it is elites sexually abusing and raping children in a network of pedophiles. And so it started with Jeffrey Epstein. And it got a lot of traction in the MAGA world. And now that is transferred to where everybody now wants to know. And so the bipartisanship demand for justice on this issue is not going to go anywhere. And you're at the epicenter, you see politicians like Moses Mike Grinder Johnson, who talks so much about family values, Christianity, and God saying, "Wake up, buddy, you're Moses. We need for you to lead the United States." He is a pedophile protector. He is a guardian of pedophiles. And
thank you. This is all I'm saying is, can people just say this shit? I get it. I've had to myself sit up here and do the fucking centrist, like, try to explain things, give the best possible explanation for something in the best light. It feels like we gotta be done with that. These people are protecting pedos. I don't care what political party they're in. Whoever it is, they're protecting pedos. These people, these politicians, these powerful, wealthy people have been shown over and over again that morally you can't have that much money and stay a good person. You don't even get there to have that much money by being a good person. Call it what it is. These people are protecting people that harm children. And I don't know why I would have to say that, but apparently I do have to say that, is that that's not okay. That's horrible. Like, what is this reality?
I want to know what Putin has on Trump, because I believe Jeffrey Epstein gave it to him, and there's been enough breadcrumbs to prove that. And I want to know what the Israelis have on Trump and other potentially Democratic leaders, because it's obvious in both of those regards, where you have these murderous fascists, Netanyahu and Putin,
Guardians of
and then you
pedophiles.
have
Nice.
people that just bend the knee to them in positions of power. I mean, I'm not a foreign policy expert, but it appears like, do they have compromising information on these people? And it seems like, yeah, they must, if they're willing to throw American national security down the toilet. So it's really fascinating. And kudos to Robert Garcia. I think, listener, we're going to have him on next week, but thank you, Pumps, for highlighting that about those girls and on that island, because when you think about how beautiful, how fun when you first arrive, you would think, oh, wow, I'm in the Caribbean, I'm on this island. And then the horrors that these rapists and that Ghislaine Maxwell, who MAGA continues to coddle and excuse. It's really horrific. So I think that's all we have for this episode. Make sure you buy our book. It's a great way to support Pumps and me. Life is a Lazy Susan of Shit Sandwiches. Subscribe. A lot of you watch our videos but have not subscribed. Make sure you've subscribed, and we'll be back later with more news.
Thank you to those two ladies, man. Like, it is a skill to get through this stuff and not just break, not just lose it. It is a skill, and those two ladies are, they're experts. So, you know, appreciate them a lot. And make sure, like they said, if you have not subscribe to the IHIP ladies, you better go do so, because those are my ladies right there. I want those two ladies to be the voice of the left. They're the best. I love those two ladies. Okay. Hopefully we got through enough of the Epstein. Maybe like doing Epstein stuff wasn't like the smartest thing to do tonight, but I was like, we can't not do Epstein stuff. That's what we do on this stream, right? That's what we do. It's okay. I'm starting to lighten up a little bit inside. Starting to feel better. The IHIP ladies always make me feel better. I'm also a roller coaster nowadays. I am a roller coaster. Ain't I a muckraker too? Yeah, I am a muckraker. And that's why I gotta get back in the saddle. Because it's time to do that. It's time to do something. You know, one of the hardest things about all this, and I don't want anybody to take this the wrong way, but I do this for those people that are close to me. You know, to remind all of us what is important. And that's been tough lately because those things aren't there anymore. But that is not an excuse not to do them. And having all of you guys, like, you cannot underestimate the value of all of you guys doing what you do. Because there's plenty of reasons in every streamer's personal life, I'm not unique, for them to give up and not do this. There's plenty of reasons people's personal life to find other outlets to either make money or to make a difference or whatever it is. And you guys make it possible for people to continue. And so now, you know, I need to find that same want to share these things that I believe are important with those people that are close to me, with you guys, because you guys are close to me too. And something like the Epstein files is just, it's so insanely important to continue to talk about. It's so insane that there's people that don't want you to talk about it, and people defend those people. And without you guys continuing to like push and show up and make a difference, there's really no reason for many people out there to feel like they're making any difference at all. So all of you guys really have been the reason that this continues to be out there and be talked about. So good job, guys. You guys made this happen. All right. But now we got to talk about the more fun stuff. This is it took me an hour and a half to get to it, but it's time to talk about somebody's going to roast me for this too, because I'm going to say this is the funny stuff. But we got to talk about this, guys. What happened with Tim Pool while I was gone, guys? What happened with Tim Pool, guys, while I was on my mental vacation? Tim Pool claims he got shot at. Thank you for the 10 memberships. Scouts, thank you for the 10 memberships. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Oh, we'll watch Titus for sure, Luck Dragon. But first we got to talk about this, guys. We got to talk about this first, all right? Thank you so much for those 10 membership, Scouts. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. So this happened while I was gone, so we're going to get a little bit of this first, all right? This is what happened. For those of you guys that have already seen this, I'm sorry, but we're going to watch this first. And I do want to take you out to some breaking news that we have been following here as we gather additional details. Take a look at this post here as an investigation is underway after someone apparently shot at the home of well-known conservative commentator Tim Pool. The podcast host has millions of followers all over social media on multiple platforms and has become an influential voice for some conservatives out there. Now, he posted a short time ago this right here on his X page saying, quote, "Last night, a vehicle approached our property and opened fire. No one was hurt. Our security team is reviewing the incident and will be relaying the report to appropriate law enforcement. This is the price we pay for speaking out against evil." And no question, a lot of folks... Okay, so just that last part right there, like that's, for me, I'm like, that's sus. Okay, when he says, "This is the price we pay for speaking out against evil," it's just so dramatic. Like, that is not what it sounds like when a person is being honest, when a person is like being truthful, right? Like, you don't add like this flourish onto your tweet. That part right there made me like immediately a little sus, okay?
No question, a lot of folks out there, especially Republicans, are putting out some information here to provide kind of...
Tim Pool got shot at the same way Trump got shot at.
Their take on all of this, and I want to pop this up on your screen. This is coming in from Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene.
Marjorie Taylor Greene's getting all kinds of death threats from like everybody now. MAGA, well, no, she's not getting any death threats from Democrats.
Replied to the comment and said, "This is terrifying. I'm glad everyone is okay. Everyone must stand together against this type of political violence and intimidation, no matter who it happens to, whether you like them or not." And we also have a post here coming in from General Mike Flynn, who did serve under the first Trump administration.
Okay, just please, fucking, can our media ever be honest? General Mike Flynn, a contributor to QAnon. Just say it. Say it, brother. This man has been photographed. He has retweeted. He has used where we one go, we all go. Like, don't fucking whitewash this dude. Don't go up there and say, "Oh yeah, General Mike Flynn, ex-general under Trump's administration." Like, just call it what he is now. The man was being put on trial for his involvement in the Mueller report in Russiagate, and Donald Trump had to pardon his ass before he went to prison. Let's go ahead. Let's talk about who this person actually is. Let's not whitewash this bullshit. General Mike Flynn, QAnon ass, okay, about to go to prison, got pardoned by Donald Trump. That's who General Mike Flynn is.
saying this is the sort of madness that occurs in a deeply divided society where the adversaries are seeking to create crises instead of stopping them from happening in the first place. Glad to hear no one is hurt. We need to figure out how to return to sanity quickly before worse domestic conditions are created by those who foment false flags and fake crises for the sole purpose of creating chaos. Now, he did tag several different people in that post, including President Trump and Secretary Kristi Noem with the Department of Homeland Security, as well as Secretary of Defense and War Pete Hegseth. Now, it's important to note that all of this here is coming months after the assassination of Charlie Kirk, who was another big right-wing political voice. The founder of Turning Point USA fatally shot as he spoke to a large university crowd over in Orem, Utah. That was back in September. As for this investigation here, it is still underway, so we are...
Dude, the Charlie Kirk thing is going to be just like 9/11. Never forget. Never forget. It's like we are going to be hearing about this shit for the rest of time. Oh, yeah, well, what about that one time when Charlie Kirk got shot? Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ. So anyways, this stuff all seemed kind of sus to me. I was like, no fucking way. This does not sound like this is, look, I've had guns pulled on me. Okay? I've been shot at. All right? It's not how you talk about it. You don't fucking add a flourish about how this is what it's like standing up to evil. Guys, no. It's sus, all right? And then I saw this, which just came out, I think, a couple days ago, 2 days ago. Megastar refuses to give footage of alleged shooting to the cops. This is, we'll play this first. This is him talking about
If this is what happens after Charlie Kirk is killed, Candace Owens is a fucking evil scumbag.
The meltdown on the right now has been kind of fun to watch, I'm going to admit. Look, am I a misery loves company guy? Not normally. Not normally. But when it comes to these people, I'm like, bring on in, brother. Come sit down. We can tell each other how bad things are for each other. I guarantee you my shit's more real than yours.
She is a degenerate cunt.
Wow! I just got demonetized. Tim Pool, that was a trap. Dude, I think Candace Owens would beat the dog shit out of Tim Pool in a fight. I'm just saying, Candace Owens looks like she probably has some skills with the hands. All right, Candace Owens kind of has that attitude, like she'll pop off and smack you. I think Tim Pool better calm the hell down. Candace Owens can get a hold of that ass, and like she gonna rip that beanie right off his bald ass head, dude.
She is burning everything down, and she's gloating and smiling while she does it. And you know what you fucking told me? She has no security. She doesn't fucking deal.
Jesus Christ, I wasn't ready for this. Oh, I didn't know it was going to be this good. Tim Pool. Much sad.
With the shit we have to deal with. She's a piece of shit. Wow. She's making everyone else suffer. And all of these fucking conservatives out there.
Bro, it's Tucker Carlson and Candace Owens, huh? All right, this is okay. Now I'm starting to feel better, guys. I'm starting to feel better. Oh, dude. Candace Owens and Tucker Carlson are burning this all down, aren't they? They're burning this to the ground, aren't they? Wow, this is so magical.
That send me these fucking messages have no fucking balls to call her out. More and more people have started doing it. They send me these fucking messages. Good for you, Tim. Good for you, Tim. I wasn't the...
Okay, then, bro, call them out. Say their names then, Tim. Come on.
First person to do it. I'm not going to take credit for that, but don't fucking DM me like I did something for you as you cower, as you fucking cower, scared that she'll put you on her thumbnail and claim you benefited from Charlie Kirk's assassination, which he's doing to me right fucking now.
Yeah, that was the...
I'm fucking done with these people.
Oh, God, this is amazing. Oh, what did we do? We did something here, guys. We don't want to do whatever that was. We're going out here. Okay. That was his reaction. Apparently to Candace Owens calling him out. Oh my God. Anyways, that was a little off topic. But back to it. Police in West Virginia say they cannot coordinate MAGA podcaster Tim Pool's claim that he was targeted in a shooting at his home, according to a new report. Poole, a prominent pro-Donald Trump commentator, posted on X on December 6th that a vehicle approached his home and opened fire, though no one was hurt. He said he had contacted authorities about the alleged incident, adding, "This is the price we pay for speaking out against evil." So, there's his dumb tweet that he had for this. However, a spokesperson for the Berkeley County Sheriff's Office told TMZ that reports of shots fired at this residence cannot be substantiated at this time, adding that Poole has refused to release security footage recorded the night of the alleged shooting. You don't say. Doesn't want to release the footage. I'll tell you this. If somebody shoots at my home and I have operable cameras that could get footage, even if it's not good footage, I'm going to release said footage to the police. Why would you not give the footage to the police? That doesn't make any sense at all. Officers said that a man who identified himself as Poole's security guard reported shots fired after seeing a gray sedan drive around the property multiple times during the day. In a statement to TMZ, Poole said he was advised not to release the footage as it will compromise security, exposing property, personnel, and our security measures. Who are you compromising? You're giving it to the police. Are the police going to use the footage to rob Tim Poole? Bro, that doesn't make any sense at all. Jesus Christ. Far-right podcaster, this is why the video we just played is important. Far-right podcaster Candace Owens, currently engaged in a bitter MAGA feud with Poole, was among those casting doubt on his account, noting that he also claimed his home was shot at in 2022. Can security describe the vehicle so people can help you track these people down? Also, if shots were fired, they had to hit something, so you can likely recover the bullets and trace the gun owners. That's what Candace Owens said. She's not wrong. She's not wrong. Like, dude, if that is, like, if someone shot, you should at least be able to recover the bullet casing, or the bullets, not the casings. Get the bullets, right? You should be able to, there's bullets somewhere. Find that shit. And then she said in the most sarcastic tone ever used on X, I am absolutely not saying he is lying. I am saying that this has now happened to Tim multiple times, and since the police have failed to track down his would-be murderers, it's probably prudent to try to crowdsource information. We should take these threats seriously. Oh, dude. Timmy Smollett. Manny. Oh, Jesus Christ. And of course, you heard Tim Poole there call Candace Owen an evil fucking scumcat bag. And the C word. He said, see you next Tuesday. Not as shots were blanks. That's true. That's true. RT was written on the bullets. Oh, dude. Russia Today messages on the bullets. Dude, probably. You think it was Tenet Media? Tenet Media wants their money back, Tim Poole. Oh, God. Oh, this is so fucking crazy right now. I don't even know what to say anymore about this reality. I mean, you add in my personal bullshit with everything that's going on right now, and it just feels like nothing is real. It feels like that. It feels like reality broke, and just like I can't even get into it. I can't get into it. Like the way that oftentimes I feel like I'm being fucked with. Like I can't even get into it. I don't even know where to start. And like I said, involving anything in my personal life is just inappropriate. But the insanity of today's world feels like somebody, perhaps God, maybe even Jesus Christ, has something personal against me, and is really, really taking that to the very edge of sanity. Just to be 100% honest. It's fucking, the things that are going on right now in this world are insane. All right, let's watch. Let's do Titus. Are they blaming trans people for shooting at Tim Poole yet? Oh, probably. Oh man. Oh, God, dude. Trans shooters in a gray sedan. Oh. Okay. Let's watch Titus. Let's do it. Let's watch Titus, guys. This is bringing me back. This is bringing me back into the fold. We're going to feel good about things again. One day we're going to reach down inside of ourselves and feel something that isn't feeling insane, but actually feels kind of normal and good and happy. Not going to hold my breath. Let's watch Titus, boys.
I'm Christopher Titus, and this is the Armageddon Update. You know, as the Christmas season progresses in our country,
by the way, fuck Christmas.
Progresses into 1930s Germany, Satan's masked elves are still yanking people off the street with no charges and are bombing boats thousands of miles from our shores.
Only a few miles, I can swim it.
And refusing to let us see Trump's wakeboard boat snuff video.
I'll be back with the little boat. The little boat?
You know, we can't see those videos because it's obviously all on the up and up.
You said you would have no problem with releasing the full video of that strike on September 2nd off the coast of Venezuela. Secretary Hegseth now says...
You said that. I didn't say that.
Dude, he is full Oompa Loompa. Why does he look like so much like an Oompa Loompa? Oh my God, dude. Like, that is the orangest I think this man's face has ever been. Also, does he have a new makeup artist? Because it looks like they did a really good job of blending it in with his hair this time. They definitely gave him raccoon eyes, which that's not good. And his lips look very dry. Very dry. But god damn does he look like an Oompa Loompa right there. And that poor lady, she's like, no, motherfucker, you said that. I didn't say that. You said that. Holy shit.
This is ABC fake news.
Will you release video of that strike so that the American people can see for themselves what happened?
I don't know what they have, but whatever they have, we'd certainly release.
I'm just glad that other people feel as crazy as I do, because you know that lady is like, am I insane? I swear to God he said that shit. Oh, man. Like, this is my best, like, misery loves company moment right here. I'm like, me and that lady both feel so crazy right now.
No problem.
Do you realize what it took to make us forget the Epstein files? They had to blow up tiny boats and murder 87 people in the ocean just to make us turn away from the evidence that more than likely proves Kim Jong-Orange raped kids. Because on the Trump...
Bro, Titus is the fucking goat. Thank you, Titus. Just say that shit, my dog. Say that shit. God, I love Titus.
Horror scale, murder is worse than sexually assaulting ninth graders. And how do we know he did it? Well, because he won't release the files. How do we know he was a dumber student than Christopher Titus? Well, he won't show his school records. How do we know he cheated on his taxes? Because he won't show us his taxes. Well, I mean...
Yeah, because Donald Trump will show you shit you don't want to see. I guarantee this guy has sent dick pics. Okay? This man has shown his tiny ass little mushroom to probably more people than you can count. Men, women, children. This fucking guy is not exactly shy about showing the things that people would be impressed by. If he had good grades, you'd see that shit. If he paid his taxes, you'd see that shit. And if he wasn't in the Epstein files, you would see that shit. Specifically because people that he supposedly don't like would be in that shit. You know his ass is in the files because his ass would have shown him to you if he wasn't. This dude does not like hide shit away that in any way makes him look good. Only shit that looks bad. That's the only time that Donald Trump's going to hide that shit from you. That's it.
That and him being convicted of 34 felonies regarding his taxes. How do we know he's a criminal? Well, maybe being banned from owning a charity because he stole from kids with cancer or ripping people off with a bullshit university, taking a $400 million bribe from Qatar in this form of a plane and billions for his cryptocurrency. Or maybe he's a criminal because he pardoned 1,600 people who were convicted by juries. And he pardoned people for money, folks. How do we know he's failing? Because he won't give us GDP numbers, unemployment numbers, housing numbers, or inflation numbers, and on. And
yeah, so the one thing I have been doing while I've been on this hiatus, I've been paying a lot of attention to the economy. And, struggling to do my job, trying to keep my head on straight at work. Spending a lot of time trying to determine where people are going to be and how much money people are going to have and whether or not people can survive, whether or not I will. It's been fucking difficult. And I can tell you this, there is so much information right now when it comes to how bad the economy is and how bad the economy is about to be. And I can tell you this right now, that it's a pretty bad bottom, and the ceiling is pretty goddamn low too. Things in this country are about to get really, really bad for a lot of people. Not Donald Trump, not Elon Musk, not Jeff Bezos, but a lot of people are about to struggle. And there's already a lot of people struggling, but it's about to get a lot worse. I've been spending a ton of my free time, ton of my professional time looking at where things are going to be, whether or not people are going to be able to afford to buy cars, whether or not people will be able to afford to buy homes, whether or not people are going to be able to afford to buy groceries. Let me tell you this, if you don't have a job right now, you better find one, because it's just getting worse. 32,000 lost jobs in November. It's just getting worse. The retail industry has been struggling since the beginning of this year. The only thing that was holding up those job numbers for a very long time was the medical industry, and the medical industry is now doing the same thing everybody else is doing. The only thing propping up that stock market is an AI bubble. It's all fake. None of it's good. Shit's going downhill, and it's going downhill fast, and I'm just white knuckling in the fucking passenger seat. God damn it. Anyways.
And on and on and on and on. But this holiday season, people, let's take a look at this Satan slave full of losers, criminals, ghouls, and morons. First, let's look at who has their heads the furthest up Beelzebub Blowhard's colon. Stephen Miller, this arsenic suppository, poisoning and destroying all that our founding fathers say we stand for. Miller is the human version of slamming your hand in a car door, spouting white supremacist ideology, which is ironic because look at the dude. I mean, the man is the least of all white people, this pasty pussy, poorly performing pathetically. In fact, take him back, white people. We kept the receipt. Then you got this canned ham in a suit, Tom Holman. This dude's face is comprised of processed meat and racism. You know, this homeboy right here took $50,000, a bribe, in a bag of cash and said it was government business. Yeah, because we all do government business with a Trader Joe's bag full of Benjamins. Cool. Then we have Kristi Noem, plastic surgery addict and dog assassin who keeps cosplaying to the maximum and competence to a minimum. Fourth Reich Barbie is overseeing building concentration camps in America where we keep the worst of the worst criminals, you know, preschool teachers, taco truck workers, busboys, and the people that make sure we have food. Yeah, some of them may have to spend Christmas Eve in a cage wrapped in a foil blanket after having their constitutional rights raped like an 8th grader on Epstein's island. Release the files.
Thank you.
And then we have this alcoholic tattooed Nazi in a bad suit full of hair gel and Heil Hitler. A fucking news guy is a Secretary of Defense, but because he's such a...
He hasn't even gotten to the podcasters in charge of the FBI. This is so fucking weird and crazy. Like, in the history of the entire world, I don't think there has been a shit show of this proportion ever. I mean, when you look back at like Nazi Germany, like at least they had structure. Okay? they really did a good job of keeping records and stuff. Like, I'm not in any way trying to give a positive spin on Nazi Germany, but it's hard not to when comparing it to the shit show that is going on in America right now, because you like look at Nazi Germany and then you look over at America and you're like, you know, the Nazis actually, they seem like they had a pretty good framework for their evil, whereas America just seems to just be, they're just doing whatever is like their greedy little hearts make them want to do. Like, there is no low too low for these people. There is absolutely no bottom to the depravity of Donald Trump and the clowns that are running this fucking circus, man. It is sad when you can look over at Nazi Germany and be like, y'all did that better. Holy shit, that's sad.
Bro badass. He calls himself the Secretary of War. Yeah. Secretary of War.
Exactly,
because a dude whose last job was on Fox News, this man's man also put a makeup room in the Pentagon. Yep, that guy's a hammer swinging, no holds barred.
Yeah, because that's exactly. To be honest, that is this administration in a nutshell. They say one thing. They get their cult ass followers to believe what they said. They get them to ride along with anything and everything that Trump or Hegseth or, well, maybe not Kash Patel. They don't like Kash Patel because he's Brown dude. They get them to like follow along with this stuff, right? And it don't matter if it's true or not. It don't matter if it makes sense or not. If a dude comes out and says you got to be the most masculine, manly, women are bad, they shouldn't be in places of leadership because they can't lead because they're emotional, yada, 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 whatever the fuck. And then he puts in a makeup room in the Pentagon and no one bats an eyelash. It's crazy. It's absolutely insane.
Hard warfighter. Yeah, listen to the roars from the soldiers during Hegseth's speech.
Move out and draw fire.
Draw fire.
Godspeed.
Draw fire.
Secretary of War. Yeah, this group of Satan's elves also includes an ex-heroin addict with a brain worm who thinks vaccines cause autism, even though 55 studies over 40 years prove it doesn't.
1,912 verified cases of measles right now. 1,912 cases of verified measles. Hundreds of people have been hospitalized this year with measles. 3 people have been confirmed to have died from measles. Like, is there any lane that they don't want to fill right now in the stupidity bus? Is there any seat that is still open in the stupidity bus for these guys to fill up? I would like to blame these guys for my personal problems, too. I feel like right now I can. I feel like I should be allowed to just toss my bullshit in with their bullshit, because they feel like it feels like they're just sucking up all the stupidity. I think they should get to claim my stupidity as well.
RFK looks like an extra piece of extra crispy KFC, and he's in charge of the nation's health, and his only qualification is he can do pull-ups, which is at least better than this douche.
Not really, though.
Prices are up
That was not a
24%. Well, Trump lies that they aren't. When Biden left, inflation was 2.4%. Now it's 3%. Start wrapping your mind around, people, what you're willing to do to save this country.
What was I looking at? Okay, so the collapse of the AI bubble, right? So I was looking at stock market numbers and I was looking at trends, and almost every time, not every time, but like 95% of the time that we've had big, huge stock market crashes, inflation elevated over 3.5%, almost every single time. And not only is inflation continuing to rise, but now we're getting to a point where we can't even trust that the numbers that are coming out of this administration are even the right numbers, right? So for all we know, we could be at 3.5% inflation, core CPI, and not even know it. And we're all standing here looking at each other going, this feels bad. This really is like, it feels like everything right now is super expensive. It feels like we're in a recession. It feels like, we're constantly paying more money for everything and we can barely get by. And this administration is just going to gaslight us by giving us fake fucking numbers. That's how it feels right now.
We're going to have to start screaming insanity louder because the insane are currently running shit. I'm Christopher Titus, and this is the Armageddon Update. Nothing like having an aneurysm before Christmas. If you go down the list of morons, dipshits, and idiots, it's crazy. There's not one competent person. At least in the past, we can go, I don't believe with General Kelly. I don't agree with him, but Jesus, he's like competent. Or Billy. I'll leave this fucking clown show of assholes. What the fuck?
Well, let's just say this. I just decided to make everything harder on myself to make this Christmas suck. But I hope your guys' Christmas goes well. I hope things go well better for you guys. Me and Titus are not having the best time. We're not having the best time, guys. Oh, Jesus Christ. Let's see. What else do we got? We're kind of making it through. Oh, yeah. We're making it through everything. We're actually doing a good job. I'm surprised that I'm actually getting through this stuff. I have not... I did not think I would have the stamina for this. Diane, thank you. Hey, Diane, I appreciate that. I need somebody on my side. Let me tell you. Oh, thank you, Diane. Oh, you're my hero right now. I just want you to know that. Thank you for being here too. I love you guys. I do. I love you guys so much. All right. Do you guys know about the, I've played them a couple times on here, the father and mother and then the brother and sister that get together and talk about politics. I think it's called the Necessary Conversation Podcast. And they just recently, I think they're doing it maybe because it's Christmas, maybe because it's the holidays, but they got together and they actually like sat down with each other. And I wanted to play this clip for you guys because it's kind of, it's just insane. It just goes to show like what I was just saying a minute ago was like, no matter what, there is no saving these people. It is mind-blowing. Not mind-blowing. Oh, you're rating, not citing. That's okay. I still appreciate it. Thank you for rating. It's mind-blowing. Absolutely mind-blowing to have this disconnect. Like, just to refer to my personal shit. It's just recently some pretty, tough things have came up about, like what I prioritize and what I've been doing for the last 20 years and, whether money is the most important thing that a dad should be chasing or, how much time should be spent doing other things. And you enter in all that with this idea that you probably fucked something up, right? You enter into it going like, if somebody is this mad at me about this thing that would make them feel like this way about me, that it's something that I should probably take seriously and really like analyze and try to like grow and be a better person from, right? Like I think that's most people want to grow and be better human beings. But MAGA, they are a monolith. You cannot break the surface of the MAGA stupidity. It is very thick, very thick. Also, thank you, Diane, for coming back to my side. Appreciate that. So here we go. This right here is them talking to their dad about being lied to by Trump and his response to them about being lied to by Trump.
Cognitive test, some kind of physical test. If you cannot pass these things, you should not even be able to run. So change the law. We got to change the laws.
What I'm getting at is he's
And you
lying
can't change
to
the
you.
law as long as the Democrats have the filibuster.
Oh my gosh.
Trump, Caroline Leavitt, that whole White House, they are lying to you about the state of his health.
Correct.
Do you acknowledge that?
No.
I don't think
Dad,
that
you literally said he knows what the MRI was for,
Yeah,
but he
he
said
knows.
he doesn't. That's a lie.
Well,
Well, what?
Why
He's
would he be
lying
lying?
to you.
Maybe
Why
he
would
doesn't.
he be lying?
I don't know.
Because he's hiding.
I doubt if
maybe
he's,
he does.
His
I doubt if
medical
he's lying.
status.
Maybe he has cancer.
Sure, he's got something
Well, you wanna
that
know
he
that?
doesn't want
Yes.
America to know about. That means
You
he's
think.
lying to you.
You think.
Dad, you just said you think he knows what the MRI was for.
That's right.
He said he doesn't know.
Well,
That's a lie.
That's fine. He's lying about that, but I doubt if he's lying about anything else.
Oh my God.
Okay.
He lying about dying, but nothing else. You have to take some.
How insane is that? He doesn't lie. Okay, here's him lying. Consistently saying something that is a lie. Well, I guess he does lie, but he doesn't lie about anything else. I'm telling you, Trump supporters really need to donate their brains to science. They don't have to wait until they die either. They could do it right now, and it'd be completely acceptable. Do it while you're still alive. Do us all a favor. But how insane is that, guys? How insane is it to sit there with a person that you're related to, somebody that you've probably loved your entire life, somebody, oh Jesus, somebody that believes that something is going on that just is not happening. Like, holy fuck. What an absolutely mind-blowing insanity to sit in front of people that you have loved for that long and have them just like completely just disown any type of accountability for what is actually going on in this world right now. These kids are saints. They are absolute saints, guys. Absolute saints. Okay, we got a couple other things here. Let's see what else I got. Oh, you guys are going to love this one. I don't know if you guys have seen this one. Have you guys seen Trump talking about 6G? Donna, glad you got a membership. Welcome. Donald Trump not only just makes stuff up all the time, constantly makes stuff up, right? But his slurring, the recreation of words when he's like groceries is an old time word, nobody uses it. Everybody uses the word groceries, bro. Affordability, it's a big scam. The dude is absolutely wild. And the fact that people, I get why certain people like him. Like, I've met a couple dudes that, I'm like, no, I think I get why you like Donald Trump. It's because you like Donald Trump because he's like a child. It's like, you don't want to hate him because you're like, nah, the things he does, they're just goofy. They're just goofy, bro. Except that he isn't a child. He's the most powerful man in the country. And a lot like a 5-year-old, you can excuse a lot of his behaviors, but some of them are just fucking bad. Okay? And when you toss in shit like what he does with the compulsive lying, the need to always take some type of win from something that he had nothing to do with. Oh, thank you for the 5 memberships. 5 eggs. Thank you. When he needs to take credit for wins that, like if you came to me and you said, hey, man, did you hear that there was 10 inches of rain in Washington last weekend? I would be like, wow, that's crazy. And that's about where that would end. If you went to Donald Trump and you said, did you hear that there's 10 inches of rain in Washington last weekend? He'd be like, a lot of people say, I make the rain. I do make it rain, they say. I do it all the time, not just at the strip clubs, not just on Epstein's Island. Sometimes, like God. And I'm not talking chemtrails. We don't do chemtrails. That's illegal. That's dark magic. No, I make the rain. And when I make the rain, yes, it is plentiful. 10 inches. 10 inches is a lot of rain, but not for Trump. Trump does that. You know, they say there hasn't been 10 inches of rain in America for a long time. Not until Donald Trump became president. Now there's 10 inches of rain everywhere you look. California is not even in a drought anymore. There's so much rain in Washington. It's all coming down through Oregon and going into California. Like, why the fuck do you need to just lie about everything? Like, you could just let some stuff go. That would be acceptable. So anyways, this is Donald Trump. Chemtrails. With a K. This is Donald Trump being asked about 6G, and this is his response.
So we're into 6G now.
Okay, and first of all, let's get that one more time.
So we're into 6G now.
What is that? What is the Ursh? What is the Ursh?
I just finished 5G. I was a leader on 5G getting that done. And now they're up to 6. Let's do it again. What does that do? Give you a...
Did he had a perfect chance to say 6-7?
Lance, I'm right behind you. When we were in Israel with President Trump
Oh, Jesus, what happened?
earlier in the week, we heard a lot about the difference in diplomacy.
I did something bad. Sorry. Oh, what did we do? Oh, that's not gonna work. Hold on. We're gonna have to edit this video. Hold on, I gotta go find the whole video now because it's much better than that. There's so much more to it. I gotta go find this video real quick. I'm not on my game. I blame everybody else in my life. It's definitely not my fault. This definitely was not my fault. Let's see. Who did I send that to? I didn't send that to my wife. Send that to myself? Is that it? Right. Oh, there it is. Found it.
So we're into 6G now.
Ursh. 6G now. Ursh. Okay. All right, we're ready. Okay. All right, starting over. Here we go. This is a 6G.
Right
so we're into 6G now. I just finished 5G. I was a leader on 5G getting that done. And now they're up to 6. Let's do it again. What does that do? Give you a little bit deeper view into somebody's skin? See how perfect it is? I like the cameras the old days. So they just had a mesh feature. Now they cover every little. Let's see, Michael, you're in good shape. You're not gonna. But I tell you.
Like, what does any of this have to do? Seeing through people's skin, talking about how dude's in good shape. Like, I mean, look, I've been watching Trump long enough now that I can kind of Trump-splain shit. I think what he's trying to say is he's talking about filters, but filters don't have anything to do with 5G or 6G technology, dude.
It's the 6 is coming, huh? It's coming.
That's what she said. Oh, I'm sorry. I got to get off of here. I am so done right now. I should stop right now while I am ahead because, oh, boy. Okay, we're going to watch one more. We're going to watch one more. It's going to be a funny one. Let's watch a funny one. We're going to watch what? I know. Let the man weave. Oh, God. 6G and 4K. All right, let's finish the show because, like I said, I'm loopy up here. Oh man, let's finish the show with this video. It's one I saw the other day. Redonk sent me one for Generation X, and I thought it was hilarious. And then I saw this one about boomers, and I was like, "Oh, this is the one we're gonna watch." If you guys don't know, we have another channel called the Angry Ginger Funny Live Clips. It's almost at 1,000 subscribers. I'm going to need that money. So please go subscribe. Ah! All right. So if you haven't subscribed to Angry Ginger Funny Live Clips, it is over there. I want to watch this video. This video is from Null Parade, and it's called The Most Boomer Man in the World, Dos Equis Ad. And that guy does look like the most boomer man in the world.
He refuses to wear his hearing aids out of pride and is too stubborn to admit that he can't hear 80% of what's going on.
What? Okay, that's me. That's me with my vision right now. I'm like, nah, I can totally see that. I'm fine. I'm fine.
Did the doctor?
And he refuses to wear his hearing aids out of pride and is too stubborn to admit that he can't hear 80% of what's going on.
What did the doctor say about your blood pressure?
Yes. He treats every vacation like a military operation, and the fanny pack is his weapon of choice. He has over two...
You want to know something that happened with Generation X because of boomers? Because boomers were always like so on it about like vacations and stuff like that. Boomers were always like so well structured with everything they did, right? I feel like I lost any like need to try to do any of that stuff. Like as a Gen X guy, I'm just like, I'm feral. I'm just here. I ride passenger. I'm so used to everybody like already knowing what the fuck they want to do. I blame boomers. This is definitely boomers' fault.
2,000 tabs open on Internet Explorer, and one of them's been running since 2004.
Marge? I told you not to download that PDF. Now we've got another virus.
Okay, that's actually kind of like me. That actually is kind of me.
I'm downloading the program right now so you can view my screen.
Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, that's my mother-in-law. Iris, no. Oh, no, that's my mother-in-law. Oh, my God.
I'm downloading the program right now so you can view my screen. I appreciate it, Sanjeet. You seem like an upstanding young man.
He still leaves voicemails, and they always end with his full name and number.
Dad, you don't have to say your name and number in every voicemail. I know it's you.
Okay, I don't do that to like people I know. But I definitely do that to like doctors and stuff. I mean, you're supposed to still, right? I shouldn't feel bad about that.
He doesn't believe in therapy. Why pay all that money when you can take out your repressed emotions for...
Oh, fuck. Oh, that's too close right now. God damn, should have pre-watched this video. I am so triggered right now. I am so triggered.
Free on therapy.
Dad, you don't have to say your name and number in every voicemail. I know it's you.
He doesn't believe in therapy. Why pay all that money when you can take out your repressed emotions for free on waitstaff?
What is this crap playing? Can't you put on something normal, like the Eagles?
He has a glass cabinet full of figurines he's irrationally proud of. He still calls it...
Oh, thank God I'm not that person. I hate clutter.
...the Google and the YouTube.
Hey, honey, what's that video website
the Facebook
you were talking about again? Was it the YouTubes?
The TikToks.
He believes everything he reads in the paper and nothing his wife tells him.
Ah, yes.
He thinks text messages should be signed, like letters.
Yours truly, Mike Hunt.
Oh, dude. You guys remember when Trump sent that one to Pam Bondi accidentally on X? That's what that reminds me of.
The quieter the room, the louder he talks.
No, this isn't a bad time at all. Yeah, we just got back from...
Bro, put your leg down, dude. Put your leg down!
Florida dime. Let me tell you all about it.
He bought his house in 1976 for a pack of gum and a couple of pine cones, and still tells people to just work harder. He prints
Dude, pull yourself up by the bootstraps, bro.
out MapQuest directions, because paper never lies. He still gets lost.
You're the one who told me to take that exit.
I never said that. If you had your hearing aid in, you would have heard me say, don't take that exit.
It's always about that damn hearing aid with you.
Nothing gets him going like a good email chain titled FWFWFW. Hilarious. He watches the news every night just to confirm that everything's falling apart.
Oh, dude, I'm becoming a boomer.
You know, Marge, everything's going to crap.
Same as yesterday. Pass the pepper.
He is the most boomer man in the world.
I don't always drink, but when I do, I complain about the price. Stay off my lawn, my friends.
The House Oversight Committee is obtaining more documents.
Stop it. Oh, Jesus. That was actually great. Dude, that was spot on. Spot on. Oh, my God. All right, guys. Thank you guys for dealing with me tonight. It has it's been a rough month or two, and I really appreciate all of you guys for hanging out and coming back and talking to me after all this shit. And like I said, one day maybe we'll talk a little bit about everything that's going on. You guys know I like to share stories, but right now is not the appropriate time for that. And in my opinion, it'd be very disrespectful. But you know, I like to make jokes. I like to tell stories. Something to always remember about everything that goes on is like, one day it's going to be a story, man. One day you always look back at things and you laugh. And I really do still hope for the best possible outcome in my personal situation. But I'm trying to put myself in a place where we make the best of any situation at all. So that's where we're at, and I'm doing my best not to reference my personal bullshit as much as possible on streaming. I think maybe if I do this more often, we can get better at doing that. So I do hope to be streaming soon again, but due to the fact that I will be responsible for the things I will be responsible for in the near future, it's going to be hard to set a schedule. But you guys might see me on a little bit later at night. I might get on, 8 Pacific, or, do a couple hours or maybe even an hour. So maybe shorter streams more often. But I don't want to sit on the sidelines while all this stuff is going on. I want to participate and continue to participate and make a difference where I can. So I don't think that this will be the last stream for a while. I think I will be on again soon. And maybe I hope to pop on whenever there's something to talk about for that day or whatever. We'll do it a little bit later at night. So I just want to say thank you to all you guys. You guys really, you guys did make me feel a whole lot better. Thank you to Diane and everybody else that came by and said hi. I appreciate you guys. You guys helped me. There's things that, like I said, I don't want to discuss, but about me that I don't agree with that some people think. And, you guys make me always realize that deep down inside, even if sometimes not everybody sees it, that I genuinely want to be a really good human being and want to make a difference. And, seeing you guys support me just helps to validate those things. So I appreciate you guys. I really do. I don't know when I'm going to be back on, but I hope you guys are here. All right, guys. I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. And I hope to see you guys next time I log on.